What's up, everyone? Hope you all are doing good. Um, I'm okay. And big up to every single one of you in the chats and every single one of you who has been waiting. Sorry, I started a stream a little bit late actually because my guest who is supposed to join me is Winnie from Park Lane Podcast. He'll be joining us shortly. I think he had some family duty to pay for. I mean, he's a father of a young baby. He has a really cute baby, and I think he's taking care of him. He'll be joining me shortly. Big up to every single one of you in the chats, and if you have just bumped on here for the first time, make sure you hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe to this channel. And yeah, I mean, today is not a really good day to discuss as somebody who belonged to like the Levy out community. I think we are feeling the pain, or in a way we are feeling certain failure on our end. Maybe you might be feeling like, okay, we failed and Levy won, or those who wanted Conte out, they have kind of won. um to be honest, I think if you all have seen my description in the video as well today, I was pretty annoyed as well with the whole situation and whatever is going on. But before I go into all of that, let's look at who do we have in the chat. So we have Mark Swift. Big up, Mark Swift. Good to see you here today. We have Fresh is an Arsenal fan, I think, from I can't remember. Fresh, where are you from? I forgot again. And we have the most positive lady in the YouTube community, Goguma. I'm not saying sarcastically when we talk about Scott. He's positive in a sarcastic manner, but Goguma is the actual positive queen of the Tottenham community. So big up to Goguma, and I think we have five of you in the stream right now. So if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit the like button. So Mark Swift, Anyong Swifty, how are you? Anyong Goguma, good, and thanks. And you, yeah, I love to see the love between all the friends and the way they just get gather here and just chit chat. I mean, the the club situation is anyway in the mess, but it's good. I mean, as whenever we gather on streams, on chats, to just chat with each other about ourselves, our life. And I think that's the whole point of having a fan community, having a fan channel where we can just gather and chat with each other. And yeah, I mean, this channel is very open to every single one of you. I mean, sometimes we even have like Chelsea fans, Arsenal fans joining me. Like Fresh is an Arsenal fan. um and Fresh is saying, "You guys are not getting a manager till end of the season, bro. I hope not. But from the looks of it, it seems like, yeah, Ryan Mason will be there with us for a while, until we hire a full on manager. With the current situation, yeah, it does look like we may not have a manager immediately, but we have been linked with every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there. Like if you look at Twitter, if you look at all the journalists, we have been exploring all the options from Tuchel to Pochettino to Enrique to De Zerbi to Vincent Company. Apparently, apparently the apparently the board does want to hire a manager fast. I don't think that they want to have Ryan Mason in there for a long time, because I do think that given Ryan Mason's past record when he took us to conference league, I don't think Daniel Levy would take a risk with Ryan Mason in. So yeah, let's see what happened. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you're from Nigeria. Big up, bro. Big up. And now you live in Netherlands. Jay Rayson, good to see you here. Actually, I like the puppy in your picture. It's very cute, by the way. Yeah, so many names. I mean, like, come on, man. But I think it's kind of usual whenever you have like the managerial situation going on, or even when you're looking for a striker or a particular position of a player. Always it always happens. Like you're linked with every single person out there in the world, and in the end, sometimes you hire them. Sometimes it's just all sorts of things. Like when we were linked with Conte as well, I think there were all sorts of rumors going on around, but it went through. But let me know your thoughts, guys. Who do you think is likely to come? Like, I don't know why somehow 87% of the people want Ryan Mason in, and 13%. I mean, I have had 15 votes, so I think majority. I'm surprised that in the poll, a lot of you want Ryan Mason in. Um, yeah, I mean, I just want to forget that I block you at persuasion, because if you behave, I would love to have a chat with you, bro. Seriously, I I I forget everything after one stream. When I go to another stream, I really forget about things. One, where you are not behaving there nicely, so I had to time you out. But here, if you behave nicely, I would love to have you on. In fact, I am more generous on my streams than on other streams, because it's tough to manage both sides, by the way. But I have got mods there who might block you if you misbehave. So yeah, I mean, share your thoughts, share your opinions, whatever you think. I'm fine with that, but please, no name calling, and no discriminatory comments, or no xenophobic comments, or no racist comments. I won't tolerate that. As long as you're having a proper conversation, I'm fine with that, Jason. So yeah, what I was talking about. Yeah, I mean, from the look of it, the poll says that it's Ryan Mason. But if you look at Twitter right now, or if you look at all the news, it seems very likely that our interest is very much in uh, who you call it, Thomas Tuchel. And Fresh is also asking me, who do you want to get in? I would love to have Thomas Tuchel for various reasons. I think he's a good manager. And as you all know, I was never a Conte out person. I very much enjoyed Conte's tactics, and Thomas Tuchel somehow plays similar style of football as well. So I think for someone like Thomas Tuchel to come in with the current squad, it won't be as bad as like a totally new setup or a totally new formation. I think sorry, Ryan Mason. What did I say? It's Thomas Tuchel to come in. When Thomas Tuchel join us, I think it won't be that big of a shift. He can play with the back three. He can play with the midfield as well. And I think the good thing about this time would be, it would be interesting to see how he make use of the front three, because at Chelsea he didn't have a very good front three or a very good attacking line, but now he has a good attacking line as well. So it would be interesting to see how Thomas Tuchel plays. I know a lot of Spurs fans won't like the Thomas Tuchel option, but I would rather have him. I think if you guys want to go into Champions League this season, Thomas Tuchel is the man who can bring you guys to the Champions League. I I don't think anybody else can actually bring us to the Champions League at this point of the season. The reason being is that our club right now is in a situation where if Poch comes in, he would be playing a totally different setup, 4-3-3. Although it's a commonly used setup, but it is kind of different. It is kind of a different tactics. And in a season, or at the phase where we are currently in, it would be tough to suddenly adapt to a new formation, and then for players because if it's 4-3-3 to 4-3-3, like let's say you in a situation where a manager leaves, and the tactics are very much similar. I don't think the transition from one manager to another manager is that tough, but I think in this case it would be a little tough for whoever comes in. It would take a little bit of time. I think we would drop points, and we are at a crucial end of the season. So I mean, for me, I would rather have Thomas Tuchel than anybody else. Um, yeah, Devi was Siharan say. To be fair, Tuchel can switch to a back four. Yes, so the thing about Tuchel is he can shift to a back four as well. He can shift to 4-2-2-2-2 as well. I think that's another system that he played. Uh, and that's my concern actually there as well. It can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing as well, because Thomas Tuchel, he has a tendency that he changes his tactics sometimes a bit too often. Unlike Conte, sometimes he does change his tactics a bit too often. The downside of it is that you don't form a particular identity in your team. You are constantly changing things, and sometimes your players can get a little bit shaky when you have constant changes in your squad. So the other one is, so 87% means 14 out of 15 people here want Mason. That's pretty surprising actually for me. 87% means 14 out of 15 people here want Mason. Guys, are you all realizing the reality? Ryan Mason was the one who got us to to Conference League 2 seasons ago. Was it 1 season ago? Yeah, last season we were in Conference League. So if you all want to go to Dietrich, I've sent it on your WhatsApp. Yeah, if you all want to go to Champions League, I don't think Ryan Mason is the option. If you all want a full reset and yeah, you are waiting for somebody to come in later after Ryan Mason, then maybe Ryan Mason can be the interim manager. But nah, uh, yeah, he can play back three and back four. I completely agree with you. Tuchel won't go to you guys. He's waiting to go to Liverpool till Klopp get the sack. Um, I don't know how true this rumor is because I have hardly seen this around. I know there was this narrative going on around as well that Tuchel is waiting for the Liverpool job and all that. But I don't think Liverpool at this point want to sack Jurgen Klopp because I think they do realize their problem is not the manager. I think their fans also, to a certain extent, realize that their manager is not the problem. Their problem is also their owners, and I think that's where I kind of envy that their fan base, because their fan base does realize as collectively that their manager is not a problem. It's the kind of players that currently they have in their team, and is also the kind of players that they have been given by FSG. So they are very much united. And I really envy Liverpool at this point of time in this season. Like extremely uh they are extremely in one accord when it comes to realizing the issues in their club. Whereas in our club, I think we don't prioritize the big issue. The big issue right now in our club is Daniel Levy and the board, and yet we have thrown the manager under the bus once again. That's why I'm very annoyed. And I asked you guys one question early on. I think in the description of the video. Why do you think Tottenham fans are so bad at their geometry? If you know the answer, put it down in the comments. Why do you think Tottenham fans are just so bad in their geometry? I'll be listening to all your answers if you know. By the way, Didris, I'll bring you in shortly. Just give me a minute. Let me just go through some of the comments. It's 5 a.m. in Malaysia. Didn't you sleep, man? I did sleep actually. I'll be sleeping later a bit as well. Because the thing is that when I do streams, I have to do streams at this kind of timing. Because otherwise, the earlier timing sometimes clashes with other streams, or sometimes my own meetings and all that. So usually this kind of timing or slightly later, it works better for me. But thanks for asking, Jerison. Uh, no, I'm not an early bird, Kokuma. I'm the opposite of early bird actually. Yeah, bro, I think you're here already. Yeah, I choose Mason because Conte name not there. The thing is, how to put Conte's name is very certain that he is getting the sack. But I was actually looking at somebody's Twitter early on today. I think Jacob was saying that it's possible that Conte in the end may not even get the sack. So let's see. But when you get Tuchel, what is he gonna do then? Top four. At least he can get us top four this season. Like why I want Tuchel right now is that if Tuchel comes in, he can still get you guys from where Conte left. And one other reason why I want Tuchel in is so that all these people who hate defensive football, or who say that, oh, don't get the pragmatic football, you all are gonna cry. Seriously, all these Conte out people who hated Conte's football so much, they shit on Conte's football so much, oh, they are gonna see what kind of football Thomas Tuchel plays. Let's have Thomas Tuchel, to be honest. I mean, I would love to have him. And I have my partner in crime with me here today. The He's a bit disappointed lately, guys. So show him some a bit of support. He wasn't even willing to come on the streams lately, but I'm glad he joined me today. Big up to Dietrich Skeen. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay, man. Good to see you, bro. Really.
No, I just wanted to say like tonight that would be my last time I'll go on stream.
Why?
But I'm not going back with these owners and these fan base. It's just my personal opinion. If Conte gets sacked and whoever we bring, I don't think there's any point in following the club anymore. Because it's gonna be the same story in like 18 months. If we
Who
get
will I?
too cool, you're gonna fight. We go. Oh, we want too cool out. So this is my last time.
I mean, Tuchel out one. Let's see. I mean, it would just be a proof, right? How flip flop this fan base is. That if a new manager comes in and they still moan and cry on the same issues, the same problems.
No, because see, I was on someone's stream today, and he was like cussing that he's tired of boring football. But
I know whose stream we are
do we?
talking about.
But we don't have good players to play good football. So how can you say something like that? This is why I have an issue with fans that don't think before they speak.
Yep. Why? By the way, Dietrich, what do you think? Why are Tottenham fans so bad at their geometry?
What do you mean by that?
It's a question. It's a funny question. Give you guys the answer towards the end of the stream. Let me know, guys, in your thoughts in the comments. Like, why do you think Tottenham fans are so bad at their geometry? Geometry.
Do you mean like math, geometry?
Yeah, geometry. Yeah,
I have no
they are
clue.
bad
I
in
don't know.
geometry because they keep moving in circles of managers. Oh, that's a good one actually, but no, that's not the correct answer.
Well, I don't even know if they can even spell like a sentence without making any mistakes. So if you're not good in geometry, like I wouldn't be surprised.
I, yeah, but glad that Jay Rayson, you know what geometry is. So Jay Rayson at least have a bit of an idea. Yeah, it's about circles.
Yeah,
But
give me 2 seconds. I'll just help something help you out. Give me 2 seconds.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
Let
yeah.
me let me let me just answer some of the things. Dietrich is here. Yes, Dietrich is here. I'm glad that Dietrich is here because yesterday Dietrich sounded quite sad. Actually, guys, seriously, he's a bit sad. And this guy actually, he has been fighting for Conte. He has been fighting for Levy to get out of the club for so long, and finally he got something in the end, and that's not the result that he wanted. I mean, Conte got out. Seriously, man. um but Dietrich, what do you want? I mean, we will ask Dietrich that question again. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. Do you guys think that there is a chance that Conte may not actually in the end leave? This narrative, or to a certain extent, that when Conte comes back from the holiday or whatever, from the international break or whatever, I was reading some news as well that Conte just went to Italy for some medical checkup. There's nothing serious. Like, there are even those narratives going on around as well. Do you
I'm
guys
back.
think it's possible that Daniel Levy might realize that sacking Conte at this point is not that easy for him? Because, Dietrich, I'll pose this question to you as well. Because
Yeah.
lately we have been hearing this news as well that the managers that Daniel Levy has approached lately, they are posing the same questions back to Daniel Levy that Conte posed, or the same demands or the same reservations they have in terms of transfer markets, in terms of the money that they spend in. They have the similar concerns because I mean, definitely Thomas Tuchel has seen the situation. Uh, from what happened to Conte, they have seen what happened to Mourinho as well, and I think now after all this while, I think they know what's going on within Tottenham Hotspur. Do you think it's kind of possible that at this point Levy might realize in the end that sacking Conte is not an option for him? What do you think?
No. I honestly think this guy's such an idiot that he would make the wrong decision every time. And the wrong decision would be second him, so I wouldn't be surprised if he made that.
So, despite the fact that he's having those concerns, and despite the fact that he's not getting a very favorable reply from the potential managers, do you think that he will actually sack Conte,
Yeah,
regardless of what's going on?
but what bothers me is like if only he was the one like trying to make the decision and us fans saying, you know what, this is the bad decision, stick with him until the end of the season, then you make a decision. But everyone is calling for his head.
Yeah, that's the funny part. I mean, I don't understand seriously, guys. I respect everybody. In fact, the person who's supposed to join me later, he wanted a full reset. By the way, no, he's not a Conte out. I'll say he wanted a full reset. But I don't understand. Like, if you all want a full reset as well, you are dissatisfied with the club, rather than going out on Conte or shitting on the managers, why can't we all be united and put some pressure on Daniel Levy? Like, I don't understand, guys. This, like Dietrich, does it make any sense to you?
But this fan base never makes sense. And
Yep, they never make sense, and somebody just put put in the comments. Spurs fans are bad at Magic because they never have any point. Yeah, they never make any point as well. So yeah, I'll let you all know the correct answer later on. They never make good points as well. They never make good judgments as well. I mean,
Like you
sometimes.
never know. Like you never know with them what they want. Under Poch, you say, you know what, this team can get us a trophy. It didn't happen. Now you quit. Now you say you don't care about the football. You just want to win. It didn't happen, and now you say, oh, I wanted a good football. Like it's always a flip flop situation. Even if we bring, let's say, like a Luis Enrique, oh, hey, oh, I want to see us win. Like his football doesn't work. It's always the same thing, man.
Yep. I mean, you will see. There's a meme going on around like Luis Enrique watching Ben Davis, Sanchez, and Tanganga, Dyer, all those players play tiki taka. That would be that would be hilarious. I mean, he would have to reinvent tiki taka at Spurs in order to play those players. And yeah, Carl Simpson made a very good comment here. I'm a little worried why Mason in the poll is at 68% as he is Levy's mouthpiece. Actually, I'm pretty concerned as well. Like, what's wrong with our fans? Seriously, I mean, I didn't expect that from the Step Up Spurs crowd. I'm pretty concerned myself now. Am I giving you guys wrong messages? Seriously, or I need to seriously like you all are my subscribers, and yet you guys want Levy's mouthpiece Ryan Mason in as manager. I'm a little concerned by the way. I know Goguma specified that she wants Ryan Mason in because the Conte was not an option. Conte is not an option because it looks very certain. I mean, what I'm talking about is like if Conte is getting sacked, who would you rather have after him? So that's my question basically. But I'm surprised. Like you guys seriously want Ryan Mason to be your manager after that 2021 season where he got us to Conference League, when at one point in that season we were on top of the table, and from top of the table we slipped down to Conference League. Seriously, you guys want Ryan Mason in? I am speechless, seriously, and I am a bit concerned. Like,
Bro,
why?
Mason cost us a final. What do you want him back? Like it's
Sorry.
because of I said Mason cost us a final.
Yeah,
Uh, the League
yeah.
Cup
The thing
final.
also,
Like it's his mistakes. Do you remember he brought on Sissoko Winks? It's on him.
yeah. I mean, all I was seeing this the tweet as well. Somebody put in like Ryan Mason's next Tottenham team, and they were saying that okay, the centre back Ryan Mason's old friend, the right centre back, his new mate, and all the team are actually gonna be his mates. The midfielder, his lone mate. The left wing back, his other lone mate. That sort of thing. Like he's gonna put all his old friends in there again, and we'll see the same old shit. Like that's a problem. I mean, in our club the other day, somebody was highlighting that on a podcast as well. Uh, that we are too relationship focused club. Like even the players, they have a good relationship with Daniel Levy to a certain extent. That's why Daniel Levy just doesn't mind extending their corner, because they're just like those nice guys who you'd rather have in the club hanging around and all that. And that's another problem. But I'm pretty surprised actually. But here's a question Carl Simpson is asking as well. What does Nuno, Mourinho, and Conte all have in common? Hmm, that's a good
The,
question. Daniel Levy.
no, they all got backstabbed by Levy. Every single one of them.
I mean, all
Nuno,
that's
they
not
even
just
Nuno,
these
they
three. All the 15 managers, I think, in 22 years, right?
yeah, but Nuno and Mourinho, Conte was a lot worse.
Yeah,
Nuno, it was 3 months a job. Mourinho before final, and Conte because out of nowhere he says
he
it.
is in top four when he is at the fourth spot.
Yeah, yeah. So there's no excuse. It's all backstab. The other ones you can say like they started to fail like at Tottenham, especially Poch. But those three they did nothing wrong. I wasn't a fan of Nuno, but you didn't even give him like half a season. It was 3 months.
Yeah, man. The Nuno one was 3 months. Actually, I that's the only sack I think in the Tottenham managerial history I didn't mind, like, because things were
No,
bad and no, and I don't
nobody
think he could take you anywhere further. Yeah,
but nobody
defense.
like I didn't care about Nuno to be fair. But like he had the issues with the Argentinians going during the COVID restrictions. He never had his says on the transfers. He got the worst players you could get in the market. So can I blame him? No. But was he a good manager? No.
Yeah, that was a bad transfer window as well that he had with Nuno. I apparently Nuno wanted Adama Traore very badly. He had some few other Wolves player on his mind as well, and yeah, Ruben Neves was another one I think he wanted to join Spurs, but Levy didn't pay for
Bro,
none of them.
imagine his most expensive player was Brian Hill for like 50 billion.
Sorry, who's
It was Brian Hill.
how much did we pay for Brian Hill again?
It was
15.
25 plus 15 million of Lamella. So say about 40 million ish.
We gave Lamela, yeah, we gave Lamela to them. Yeah, I mean they all, Carl Simpson, to answer your question, actually, there's a lot in common between them, but at this point, I don't know what to point out. Like, they all had Eric Dyer by the
And
way,
if
as his back.
And if someone says Conte is a defensive manager, you don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Conte is much more offensive than Nuno, Mourinho, and Tuchel. The guy,
Yeah,
imagine Son is not performing, Kulusevski is not performing, and with their third best attack in the league. Do you realize that?
we have the third best attack in the league in terms of goals. Yeah, it's third best, bro.
Third, yeah, third, yeah, we are the third best attack in the league.
Yeah, like in terms of goals, we have scored. I think only Man City and Arsenal are ahead of us in terms of how many goals the teams have scored. So it's not that we are a defensive team, but we are struggling, I guess. Actually, if you realize, I highlighted this the other day as well. And guys, you all can go on my Twitter, on the Step Up Spurs account. Yeah, I just posted a video recently. I can't show it here because I think I'll get copyrighted for that particular, what you call it, um particular video. I posted a video. It's by one of the YouTubers. His name is Moby the Football Connoisseur. There's a video where he talks about Tottenham. Why are they so boring to watch? He highlight the reality. It's not that actually we are boring to watch because we are a defensive team. It's there are certain tactics where I don't know. Dietrich, have you watched this video?
Sorry?
Do you watch this video where this guy actually like does explain our tactics? Like, we are not defensive. I don't know if what's this the name of this guy.
Is it like a ginger guy?
Yes, he's a ginger guy.
And he has glasses? Yeah, yeah, I know him. Yeah, the Euro expert.
No, no, is it DU Express? Let me just check. He that guy is actually, sorry. Let me just
Yeah, the Euro expert.
T4IRL. Yeah, yeah, I think it's that one. So he actually does highlight like why is it a problem, and I completely agree with it. If you look at the games as well, uh, a lot of times when we lose to the games, we usually lose to the games that play a very defensive football. I think hardly I think we lose to games that are the teams that are attacking in their approach, or they are very controlling. We usually lose to the teams that sit deep in. uh, you can look at Sheffield United. You can look at
Milan.
Milan was another one. Yeah, exactly. You can look at who else. Aston Villa game. I think also they did
Villa
good.
was defensive.
Yeah, Villa was quite defensive as well.
Wolves
Brentford
were defensive.
as well. Sorry,
Wolves.
huh? Yeah, Wolves
Wolves.
is another team. They tend to sit deep back in because
Yeah, but you see the
they.
difference?
No, I
When you
don't think person is T4IRL. Is it that guy?
No, I
I'll
don't. No, no, that's not him. I know who he's
if you
talking
well,
about.
if you go to my Twitter, Step Up Spurs, it's there. I think it's just my third or fourth post. It's below that Will Stewart's post that I retweeted. I think it's just below that one. Tottenham, why are they so boring to watch? You guys can have a look at it.
Yeah, but of course we're gonna struggle with those teams because we have defenders that cannot pass quickly, that don't have an eye for a pass, and we don't
I
have
don't think
midfielders that can pass.
that's the problem with our defense, bro. The problem with our no, because if you look at the stats, actually our defenders don't have a bad passing accuracy. Like Dyer, his passing accuracy is not bad.
But Elias, it's not about passing accuracy because a goalie can have good passing accuracy.
Yep,
It's about opening the space. And do their defenders do that? No, they don't. Because
I think
sometimes,
Dyer
if you
does
look,
that.
uh, if you look at, for example, Romero, sometimes he has the ball, he looks up, and then he makes a two ball to destroy the defense. That's what you need to do. But our defenders, they never do that. Look along the it's always the wing back, center back, wing back, midfield. It's never the forwards.
Yeah,
If you look at Inter Milan's team, the defenders, they made so many chaotic passes. It was unbelievable. Like you might say it's a bad pass, but it always made them on the counter every time. They just hold the ball, and you see the forwards like they caught up, brought it down, and they threw a through ball to the wing backs, and they scored. It was always the same thing.
yeah. The other one that I don't like is because when the teams counter attack us, we don't have a good our
We don't have
defend
a,
cannot
we don't.
track back.
It's not about track back. They don't have a brain. You don't need to
They
be
don't.
fast. I said they don't have a brain. Like you don't need to be fast. Need to tackle. Need to be physical. You just need to be smart.
Yeah, but that one I can't prove with facts or stats. So
No, it's
I'll
about just look at it from a point of view. For example, Dyer's when we considered the Dyer was on the line with
Liverpool.
Kane. Yeah, no, no, yeah, like, no, not even against Liverpool, against Southampton.
Oh yeah, yeah. That
Yeah,
was another
that
one.
might not say that it was his mistake, but if you look at just brain work, if you see a forward is by himself on the 6 yard box, I'd rather defend him than the post. We don't have a brain, man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly speaking, there's always a certain level in terms of your tactical development or even your whatever you want to call it, your physical development as well.
But it's in
And
intelligence, fool. If in
sorry.
football you if in football you don't have a brain, you're not gonna succeed, man.
Yeah. So I mean, you can only go to a certain level. That's your capacity. Once you have reached that capacity, if you can't enlarge it, you are doomed to fail. And I think the problem with
Yeah.
a lot of players is they have reached their maximum already, their maximum
If you look
potential.
at Kane, for example, under Poch, it was pressing, get inside the box, and headers or like uh, tap ins. But now he had to develop his game, which he became a passer.
Yep.
He drops it deep. Like you have to evolve as a player, and these players never evolved.
Yeah. So I think the other thing that this is now another argument that a lot of Conte out people bring up is usually that the Conte system needs the kind of players who are versatile and who can play in versatile positions. And my question back to anybody who hears Conte out, and if you do think that yes, Conte is too demanding when he asks for this kind of player, versatile players are not available.
But he's not
I know.
demanding.
Yeah, yeah, I'm addressing that. I'm addressing that. Just hold on.
Yeah.
Uh, the thing is that versatility is actually your teachability. How willing you are to flex yourself in different positions, in different tactics, and how willing you are from your natural style of play to play in a certain way. Your versatility is not your talent, is not your skill. Versatility is an attitude actually. And to say that Conte is demanding because he needs versatile player, I think it's Pollock's, to be honest. But the players who can adapt in different positions, I think personally that he just need the right mindset. And in my opinion, he's not getting that in Spurs players at the moment, and that's why he's trying to bring players that he's familiar with. But let me know your thoughts, Tidrix. You wanted to say something on this?
No, I just said people say, "Oh, Conte needs them like his players." Kulusevski was like 35. Bentancur was 20 million. Like, there's a lot of good players on it cheap. Do you realize that Barella cost 35 million to enter Milan, and he's a world-class midfielder? Do you realize that Bastoni cost 30 million? Like, there's so many players on it
All very
cheap.
cheap. Like Hakimi was very cheap as well. He developed him.
He was like 45 million, 50 max.
Yeah.
But it was cheaper than Richarlison. Do you realize that?
Yep. Cheaper than Ndombele as well. Cheaper than Lo Celso as well. I think Lo Celso was kind of expensive deal as well.
Soso was like 40 million.
I mean, if you realized, Jose Mourinho made a comment just a month back or 2 months back that he wanted Kim Min Jae for 5 million, and Levy thought that 5 million is too expensive for Kim Min Jae, and he bought 10 Rodon for 10 million. And now you see where Joe Rodon is and where uh, Kim Min Jae is. The difference or the spectrum of level between two of them is way bigger. I mean, Goguma can, I think, tell, because Goguma, I mean, big up to you. So you can tell. I mean, how where is Joe Rodon right now, and where is Kim Min Jae? Kim Min Jae is a key player right now in the Korean defense as well as the Napoli defense.
But you
Where
see
is
with
Joe
Kim,
Rodon? Shit.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, but you see like with Kim Min Jae, for example, or like um, the number 77 of Napoli. You see, this is a big gamble for Spurs, but Napoli wasn't a big gamble. You can take a chance on those players. But Spurs, there's so many on a top five league that are not expensive. Kim Min Jae, personally, I would have never bought him. But now he proved that he's good with Napoli and South Korea, so now you can buy him. And his release clause is 45 million
Now it's 45 million.
euros. Yeah, so you can buy him easily. He proved himself, now you buy him.
Yep. And I think Kim Min Jae, if that transfer would have happened, it would have just strengthened your fan base in Korea even more, and
Yeah,
your
and
links with Korea. It was not a bad deal in terms of business as well.
and no offense, it's not like I'm attacking Kim Min Jae, but if he came at Spurs when we were linked with him, he would have flopped.
He would have fought, yeah. The thing about the managers like Jose, Conte, to a certain extent, Jurgen Klopp is another one. I don't think Pep comes into that category. Uh, and if you go kind of back few years, someone like Sir Alex Ferguson, Ancelotti, even as well, I think to a certain level, they have an eye of spotting a talent, and not just a talent but a character as well. And one thing I really like about when we made the transfer of Bentancur and Kulusevski was that Conte kept on emphasizing on this fact that these two players that I've gotten, I know them from far. I have heard about them, and they are the right character to fit into my system. But currently, I feel that our squad doesn't have the right character. I mean, you look at the video that Eric Dyer did, like they don't just care. They really just don't care about what's happening in the club. It's a character issue, bro.
Yeah, but if the fans showed ambition and showed like the frustration instead of saying, "I love Eric Dyer loves me," we don't have to. You wouldn't be here for eight
You
years.
have to get me right.
Yeah, but it's true, man. Look at um, look at Sissoko. He stayed on Spurs for 5 years, man. Do you realize 5 years?
It's quite a big one. And Sissoko, I'm surprised that he stayed at Spurs for 5 years, because if you guys remember, uh, in that All or Nothing documentary, it was, I think in that documentary, Daniel Levy was having some problems with Ndombele. He was counseling him. There's one episode, I don't know, guys, you all can go and watch it. he was having this discussion with Ndombele because Ndombele just came from France, very new. He was not getting his spot in the first team, and I was surprised that actually Daniel Levy was having a chat with Ndombele, and he was telling him certain things like, okay, how sometimes French players struggle in this team, and he actually made an example that Sissoko, when he came, he had these issues as well with his character and all that. And I'm surprised that despite that, Sissoko stayed 5 years. Like in I don't know. I don't know. I mean, for in my opinion, when it comes to sports, your character plays a big role in not just sports, any job that you do. Your character is the key to your longevity at a particular club in a particular job. And if Sissoko in his early days was showing a bad character, I'm surprised that he stayed 5 years.
You see the example you just gave, that why it pissed me off? When a player is not happy or they have an issue with the coach, who should you talk to usually?
Coach,
If it's
coach,
not
or
the coach, who
club
would you
psychologist.
talk to? Or you would talk to the director of football. Who
Yep.
talks to the chairman?
Yeah, that's another problem now. I wanted to tackle this the other day on a stream, but it just slipped from my mind. During the World Cup season, I was having this chat with, like, because during World Cup, actually in Malaysia, sometimes they invite certain ex-Spurs players or ex-team players, usually from other countries, to do punditry in our local channel under Astro. So I met these two former goalkeepers at Spurs. One of them was Paul Robinson, and the other one was Heurelho Gomez. Uh, and actually, with both of them, I managed to have like a brief chat, and we asked them like, with Paul Robinson, actually, we asked them like, do you think Tottenham can win trophy in future or anytime soon? And he said, if the board changes their mindset, yes, that was his thing. And it clearly shows that he was having a dig at the board. The other question that we asked, the other one was actually Heurelho Gomez. He was another goalkeeper, and we were having with him, actually we could have a brief chat, like could ask him about his Tottenham days and all that, because he was pretty that time was organized by our local supporters club, so we had a little bit more time to sit with him at the bar and just have chat with him at the meet and greet. And we were asking him some of these questions, and he said that I asked him like, how is Daniel Levy like as a person and as a chairman and as a businessman, like share with us a little bit. And he said that Daniel Levy is at Hotspur Way every single day of training, and he's involved in every single thing. And the thing about now Gomez is that Gomez is an agent as well now after retiring, so he regularly, actually just recently as well, he was in Hotspur Way and having picture with some of the players. He's still quite connected to the club, so if someone like him says that, it means that Daniel Levy is micromanaging quite a lot of things. And someone who and yeah, this is another thing that he said, that Daniel Levy is not someone with a good footballing mind. I think it proves your point, bro, really, to a certain extent. Why is he involved in all these things if he's not a footballing minded person? Why is he doing all that?
I don't know. I actually don't know, man. Apparently, there was a some guy said on stream that there was a meeting with Spurs, like with the director of football and everything. He never mentioned once the 11, the 23 man squad. He only mentioned about money, 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 and money.
Yeah, that's what I think he's good at. And this is another thing that yes, he is a. How do you guys know, by the way? Because he's not very open about that. Jay Rison, I'm curious. How do you know about this? Uh, are you from Brazil, by the way, Jay Rison? Just curious. Uh, yeah, sorry, I got lost a bit there. Yeah, money, money, money. Yeah, actually, this another thing Gomez also said to me, that Daniel Levy, he's a good businessman. No doubt
He's
that
not a
he
good businessman. I'm gonna stop you there right now. He's not a good businessman.
Okay, bring
It
up, bring
doesn't
up.
take 20. It doesn't take 21 years to build a stadium. It doesn't take 21 years to win one trophy, and it doesn't take 20 years to build like your empire of like real estate. I don't care who you are. It doesn't take 20 years.
Well, it took him 20 years to.
So he's not a good businessman then.
Then
He could have
probably,
built a stadium in 10 years, but he didn't.
or maybe he has now become a good businessman. I mean,
Uh,
business is something that
and he's
you.
losing the NFL, and apparently he's losing the NFL rights. So he's not a good businessman.
Yeah, but I mean,
People don't
honestly,
want to sponsor this, and we don't have a naming rights. So you're not a good businessman once again.
actually, I'd rather the naming rights one is another one. But I think we all know the reason why he's struggling with all those issues is because of the Tottenham brand. I mean, we are Bob Spur has said that this whole he's a good businessman is a myth, completely wrong. You don't invest in a football club and fails mean for the football team he's failed.
A
Actually,
hundred.
I'm not saying that he's a good businessman, by the way. This is what I've heard from people close to him. Yeah.
Tell Bob
I,
Spur to
I
come
don't
on.
live in London. I don't live in England, so this is not my myth, by the way.
Tell Bob
Sorry,
Spur to come. Tell Bob Spur to come on.
Bob. If you're free, why don't you just join us as well? Since Dietrich is inviting you, come, come, come. I'm dropping the link in the chat. Bob Spur, yeah. Did you vote for Mason too? Uh,
Oh my God, Bob! Please stop with the Mason. Please, please stop with the
Yeah,
Mason.
actually, this is another one. I want to address this, Jay Reason. Actually, it's not that I have purposely put the poll results at 75% Ryan Mason. Is the people in the chats, they love Ryan Mason so much. Ryan Mason loves them so much, so that's why they're doing that. But this whole he's a good businessman is a myth, completely wrong. You don't invest in football club and fall is main product. The football team is failed. I agree with you there. The reason why I'm saying I felt this as well. But the thing is that I always hear from people that he's a good businessman. But this is a question I think I brought up a couple of months ago at a stream. Like, if your main product is your football and your brand actually builds upon your success in that club, you don't invest in there. Now I think we are seeing certain problem as well. Very soon I think we are going to have a sponsorship issue as well, because AIA sponsorship contract is I think running out. Apparently we don't have much time in there. The other one that we are going to struggle with is our stadium naming rights, you have already brought up. And the deals actually I think that we are signing currently, I think they are just taking advantage of us, like to just use our stadium. They are basically not investing in anything into our club as a business like F1 and all that. They just want to use our stadium and they are just giving you that money, which is just basically to run that event itself. Like when you run F1, if they are giving you certain money, it's just to, I think, run that particular event there, your operation costs and all that. Don't you think that F1 and all that takes a lot more money to organize that sort of event, like compared to a football team? I mean, Dietrich, you might know a bit more because I'm not very much involved in all
F1.
this F1 and
F1
NFL.
is our NFL and F1 is like $1 billion like industry. It's a dollars. Like if you see for example, in F1, like the cap space for like one race, they can have like what, like 150 million or 200 million just on one car and like the group and the
I see.
drivers. And NFL, they're like 15-man players, and it's like everyone is on a $10 million contract, $5 million contract to play 18 games, which is nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree because F1 and anything beyond that, they're all very expensive sports. NFL, about NFL?
NFL, NFL, NBA are like expensive sports. Like just imagine NFL. they have their own plane to go to one place to the other. Every team has their own plane.
But so there is money in there as well, but it depends how much they invest into Tottenham Hotspur. To me, actually, I don't think why would another franchise want to invest into another sport? That's another thing that doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would F1 want to invest into Tottenham Hotspur? They basically just use your stadium as a
Yeah,
platform, bit of ticket money.
but you see, there's the guy that wants to buy Spurs, the F1 guy. He's not he owns the racing team of a McLaren. He doesn't own the brand. He just owns the team. So him as a businessman, he would rather like own both and make a ton more money than just own a small percentage of or like the McLaren F1 team.
Yeah, yeah, man. Seriously,
It's like you will never see, for example, me like I own my basketball team. I'm gonna own my football team. Like that rarely happens unless you're super
I think
extremely rich.
I think Todd Boehly does that. I think Todd Boehly has like few franchises as well, and the other one is the Arsenal
But
owner as well. He
but
has invested
Bull
in
but
basketball
Bully,
team.
the thing with him with Bully, he has many investors around him. So he's not like the richest person over there. Like he just have many people around him that pay a lot of money. The only person that owns two teams are Leeds United, the owners. They own an NFL team and they own Leeds United now,
I
and
see.
they're extremely rich.
Arsenal also have like quite a few teams under him. The
No, at
problem,
Arsenal, sorry, Arsenal too.
yeah, Arsenal guy has quite a lot of teams under him, if I'm not
Arsenal
mistaken.
has a he has a NHL, hockey, basketball, football, NFL team, and a soccer team too.
Too. He has another soccer team, is it?
Yeah, the Colorado.
Oh, he owns Colorado.
Yeah,
Wow. Yes. Uh,
but
Fresh. You
even
can.
but even Enoch, they own small percentage of other clubs.
Yep. Let me just go through some of the comments here. How long before Spurs Stadium hosts T20 cricket match too? Kane loves cricket. Oh dear. I don't like cricket, guys, by the way, because in my family it's a sensitive topic. Uh, Arsenal was a
Okay,
five-time.
you're from Pakistan.
Yeah, I'm from Pakistan.
Yeah, they love cricket over there.
Yeah, so that's why it's a sensitive topic in my family. They love cricket. Like, I mean, my dad, if he would not have been in the textile industry, I think he would have been a cricketer. And I think my brother, if he would not have been an accountant, he would have been a cricketer as well. And yeah, if I would not have been what I do now, which is some media stuff and all that, I think I would have been a. So in my family, the thing is that I think in my family there's very less of football discussions that go on in our home. So when we grew up, actually, we all used to play different sport, and none of us used to play football. My two brothers, they used to be good cricket players. They used to play cricket. I always hated cricket, so I wanted to pick on another sport. So I tried a few sports here and there. In the end, I ended up with badminton, and I used to play badminton there at
I
district.
hate badminton.
Oh, you hate
I hate
badminton.
I hate cricket. I hate badminton because I suck at badminton.
Badminton is quite good actually. Like, I mean, I enjoyed badminton because I used to have like here gut heat stroke and all that very easily when I was growing up. So indoor sport used to work for me better. So you
Yeah,
can play.
because the thing that annoyed me with the badminton, you need a good racket or you're gonna suck.
Actually, the good rackets are not that expensive now. I mean, in country like Pakistan, yes, they are very expensive. Like,
Also, they're really expensive.
yeah, I don't know, but in Canada, they are not that expensive. I think.
Like,
I
I know they're not heavy, and even like the stitching of like I don't know what it's called, but like it's really firm and like it can bounce off easily.
bounce off easily.
Yeah, the nets.
Yonex is a good brand actually. Uh, Fresh, you can join. Yeah, Fresh, you can join the link. I'll have you on as well. I think Frankie has been late. I think his wife is still not back yet, so he's not joining me. We'll have him some other day. King Kohli. Jay Rayson, are you from India, by the way? Just curious. King Kohli. But then, sorry, we went on to the discussion. Actually, so the thing is, I started following football much later. Like I think when I was 15, 16, that time only. I think around the when Poch used to be the manager, that's only I started catching up a bit on the football world and the football news and all that. Before that, I was heavy badminton follower. Like I used to sport Indian badminton quite a bit. Big up, bro. Hi, Fresh. How you doing?
Hello. Hello, guys.
By the way, Fresh, you know Dietrich's right. Oh, he jumped off. Yeah, he just came to say hi. Oh,
I love when people join and like the mic doesn't work or like they just leave out of nowhere.
why you love it. Hi,
Why
Fresh.
did I leave?
I
Why
don't
did you
know.
leave?
I don't know why. I closed my tab, I think.
Yeah, so Goguma, I follow badminton quite long time. In fact, I used to love some of the badminton legends from Korea, and that's how actually I started loving Korea a bit as well. Some of the favorite players used to be the back then Park Ju Bong, Lee Yong Dai, Jung Jae Sung, Lee Hyun Il. I mean, I used to love watching all of them. In fact, Lee Yong Dai is one of my all-time favorite badminton players. And yeah, I met him actually in Malaysia once. He was here once. Yep,
Samuel, there's a sound on the mic.
I think it's Fresh mic. Fresh, that's your mic.
What
Yeah,
is going on with my mic?
I
You're
think
just
this is.
punching your mic.
By the way, Fresh, just want to ask you, as an Arsenal fan, are you guys very happy that the Conte sack is very near?
Happy? I don't think, because I think if you guys get Tuchel, I think there is a chance you guys go up to another level. But scared? Not really. Happy also
Scared.
not. Yeah, I would never be scared of Tottenham.
Yeah, I mean, see the place that we have come. I mean, last season you guys finished fifth, and you have given your manager a lot more patience and a lot more time, whereas for us we have just thrown our manager under the bus every single season. I mean, I know that your fans also at one point wanted Arteta out, but
Oh
Arteta has
yeah,
brought
I,
to a
I
certain
stayed
level.
with Arteta because yeah, I didn't know who to find another manager because I didn't want any other manager. I didn't want Conte because I don't know why. So I just stayed with him and it worked out.
Yeah, the Arteta one did work out for you guys really well. I mean, I envy that.
Boy, he got lucky, man. Stop with this nonsense.
No,
He got
bro,
lucky.
he got lucky.
He got lucky, but I stayed with him.
No, bro, you see the
He,
situation. He came in, he won them a trophy. He won
he
them
didn't
FA
win
Cup.
them anything. He won them nothing.
He won
We
them
Bro,
won the FA Cup
FA
more
Cup. He
than
won
you
FA
in
Cup.
20 years.
bro, it's like Mia. It's like Ryan Mason. Like when he joined. No, when he joined, and we won the League Cup. Oh, he won us a League Cup. He didn't win shit.
I mean,
It
still,
was.
but still, it is a pressure. I mean, in that way, you can also say that Tuchel only played like 2 or 3 games with Chelsea towards in Champions League, and he won 2 games. I think just two
No,
games.
man. He started from the round of 16 all the way to the final.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, round of 16, all the way until the final. Sorry, sorry.
But with
But
Arteta, he started like what 2 rounds before the final, or 1 round before the final. It was Chelsea.
2 rounds before the final, it's like
Yeah, he had to
that's
beat City. That's it.
starts in quarters anyways.
Yeah,
But Arteta has proved. But the fact that they supported him, it has proved that actually, if you back up a manager, he can turn out to be a good one. Like the
Yeah,
fact
but
that he's leading in the league, it just proves it. Fresh,
he's
sorry.
not a. He's not
Yeah,
a
but
good
you need the
manager.
board with you, and I don't think because the board trusted Arteta, and I don't think a lot of boards like owners trust their managers when it's going bad. And that's
By
also a
the way,
factor you need.
Fresh, just curious, who's your director of football right now in Arsenal?
Director of oh, I forgot his name.
He's the Brazilian lad.
Yeah, he played for Arsenal. He's just
Oh,
new.
I do.
Yeah, Edu. Yeah, he's a dickhead, but I don't care.
I mean, I mean,
He's
our fans accuse of Conte of being a dickhead as well when he's not. So
yeah, but Edu cannot make transfers. Like you go for Mudrik, just pay the extra 2 million, and then you got a player. But no, we stay with our offer. Now, also with Caicedo, you can just pay 10 more million when you win the league because of that player. That those 10 million doesn't make any sense. But we got Trossard and that works out. So I'm happy. And we're top of the league, so
yeah, I
Once
mean,
again, you're the luckiest team that ever existed on the planet Earth.
why?
I
Why?
won't
What do you
call
mean?
them.
Why? Okay,
It's not.
if you were good last year, would you tell me you guys would have been first? It's just because Liverpool has a
No.
downfall, City
No.
is inconsistent, Spurs is shit, and Chelsea are 10th in the league. That's why you're first.
No, but bro,
Yeah.
there are teams as well. You got Newcastle, you got City, you got
Brighton are
City
pretty
just
tough.
are pretty
City they
tough.
just lost Haaland. Haaland's injured. It's
But
done.
I
With City,
think
it's
this is a
done.
tougher season
But
than
how
last
is
season.
he injured now, bro? Like the rest of the season, he has been playing.
Like he was playing, but he was injured most of the time. He was injured.
Oh God, I need to look at it.
And
You
what's his name? This idiot of Pep Guardiola making the worst 11 in the planet.
But
no,
that's
I mean
what
he
Pep
had his
always
issues this
does.
season as well. I
He
won't deny
fired.
that.
He fired their best defender. He sent him to Bayern. That's why it's the worst season ever.
No, that was like Cancelo and Pep got angry at each other, and Pep wanted him gone
So,
because
okay, so in Premier League, there are 27 play games the City has played, and Haaland has started in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, listen to that. So Haaland this season missed Bruce Foot, missed 2 games, and now he has an adductor problem. So he's gonna miss probably
He
what's it
only
called?
missed one game actually this whole season
Not
in Premier.
two, two.
Now it will be two, right? But in Premier League this season, he only missed one game, which was a Leicester game, which they won actually in the end. Yeah,
I.
that
But
was the
I
only
still
game that
think
Haaland missed.
Dietrich, what you say with Lucky, I think this is a tougher season than last.
I don't I disagree with you. It's the easiest season you can have.
But
No,
you
I
said,
don't think it's the easiest season, bro. If you look at it, like let's just say that the
I'll be
teams that
back.
have,
I'll be back. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be back.
hmm
yeah, no, but before Dietrich's come back, I don't think I agree with you, Fresh. I don't think this season is an easier season compared to last season. Last season was easier. You had shit teams like Norwich, you had
yeah,
shit
but
teams.
that's why I say this is a tougher season than the last season.
Yeah, because your relegation teams are doing very well. Like I mean, I mean, I
And
do
top
agree that
four.
last season Brentford had a good climb as well. But even then, you can see that Brentford struggled to finish in top 10, if I'm not mistaken.
hmm
And to a certain extent, until the end of season, they were struggling as well. But if you look at now teams that came from relegation, like let's just say, look at Fulham, look at the other one you have is Bournemouth. Bournemouth just beat Liverpool. I mean, last season, okay. I mean, Watford did beat United five. Was it 4-0 or 5-0? 4-0, I think. Watford did have some couple of good games, but they were not consistent. Like they were bad. Then you had Norwich was another one. Norwich was just bad. Like everybody wanted Norwich that fixer. I remember I used to captain every single striker that's playing against Norwich on that game week, just to get some point. I will sacrifice my 4 points just to bring in an attacker in my Premier League team, just
Who
because.
did you bring in for Arsenal?
Okay, so the rule of my FPL team is I don't add Arsenal players inside.
Mm,
So
yeah,
when I play, I don't add Arsenal players.
I don't put Tottenham or Chelsea players in my team.
I
And
same
most
thing.
of
I would put Chelsea defenders in last season. I did rely a bit on Reece James, and I did rely a bit on what's
I
his name?
hate Reece James. The guy's
I'll do.
always
I'm back. So yeah, I didn't finish my point. I don't care what you guys are talking about. I didn't finish my point.
Yeah, yeah.
The
You're
fact,
seeing that this season is a easier
the
season.
fact, Fresh, the fact we're shit. We're absolute shit, and we're fourth. This is the worst season you can, the worst Premier League season
yeah, but for
this year.
you guys, it's tough.
No, it's not tough. We're shit and we're fourth.
Yeah,
So how is it not the toughest season?
I I say it's the toughest season. It's a tougher season than last season. That's what I said.
No, last season was tougher because you guys were good. Chelsea was good. Liverpool was
Yeah, but if
fucking
you look at
busy.
relegation, literally there's only one team that's fighting for nothing, and that's Crystal Palace.
True, to a certain extent. I don't
And
deny that.
Yeah, but that's everyone
because
like.
Aston Villa are trying to get up there for Europa, and yeah, Brentford's fighting for Europa, Europe, who's also literally everyone, and uh, any other team is just fighting for relegation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's a
just
tougher season
no.
because
It's the
more
worst
teams are
season because
fighting.
everyone. No, it's a
No,
bad
bro.
season because
Actually,
everyone's bad.
okay. There are two things I think in terms of the form this season, or the good teams not playing well. It is a it is a relatively better season because you see a lot of teams struggling with their problems. You have bigger teams like West Ham struggling, you have Liverpool struggling, you have Chelsea struggling, you have Leicester struggling, and these teams are usually those kind of teams that used to occupy like your fifth to seventh, eighth spots. These are all those teams, or some of them used to even end up in top four.
Mhm.
Now, on the other hand, you have some teams who were not very good last few seasons. You have Brentford, who okay,
Brentford were
Brentford is good. Brentford is damn good. I mean, I feel. Do you all know that Brentford came out of came out of the championship after 74 years last season? For 74 years, they didn't play Premier League football. They came in one season only, and I think they had some good results. They beated Arsenal in I think their first or second game, and then
stop.
yeah, they beat Arsenal in that game, and then they had a draw with Liverpool. That was a good start, but I think that then their form kind of stopped. This season they are playing really good, and I personally think that Brentford have a chance to go for Europe as well. Then
I
this
think
season
they
you
go
see
six.
they can go six actually. I think they can qualify in one of the European places. It's possible for them. Then you have Brighton, who
Just
were
there.
who are okay. I think last season as well they had a decent season. Like they were not
Yeah,
that
they were
bad.
good.
But under De Zerbi, after what's his name, Graham Potter got sacked. I think De Zerbi has brought them to a great level as well. With whatever De Zerbi was given, I think he has produced good results, and I have to give it to him again. Again, by the way, guys, it's a back three. Yeah, back three. A lot of Spurs fans don't realize De Zerbi play a back three as well, and he has given them results.
Mhm.
You have Fulham came from relegation as well this
Okay,
season.
But I think that's
can I
every
just?
year.
No,
Sorry.
no, that's not true.
That's one relegation team just does great
Yeah, Fulham is doing great.
somehow and get mid-table, but they're doing just I feel like too great that it can be true. because most
By
of
the
the
way, did sorry, fresh finish first.
oh yeah, most of the time just the relegation team just finish top between 10th and 12th, but they're just I don't know where they are right now, like 7.
Yeah, man.
They're oh they're 9 above Chelsea, so and I swear they were fighting for Champions League, so they're doing great.
Yeah, man. Let me just go through some of the comments at the end of. Okay, Carl Simpson say at the end of the day you have to give it to Arsenal. Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Carl. You have to give it to them. I don't think they are purely lucky. Uh, I don't think they're purely lucky. They have worked on it because in Premier League, if you are 8 or 9 points ahead of your opponent, ahead of of your potential league winners, you have to give some credit there. Hold on,
Yeah,
Darius.
he's
I know you got a few thoughts. Hold on. I have Saka and Martinelli in the fantasy football. Yeah, big up to you, bro. I know, because you have invested money on it. But my Premier League is not that important because I have not invested in any of the leagues. Like I haven't paid any money for it. Uh, At Carl, yep. Carl does that. Have you seen the latest United news on Sky Sports now? They're saying the Qatari bid and Sir Jim Ratcliffe have missed the bidding headline. Okay, Carl says that this one explain me a little bit. So the Qatari bid is going through, but Sir Jim Ratcliffe have missed the deadline. Is it what they're saying on Sky Sports?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything. I've seen the bid, but that they are bidding, but nothing else really.
Yeah, okay. So,
no.
but Deserby focuses on possession. This one, let me just answer. Yeah, Deserby focuses on possession of football and invites pressure deep into his own box. So the fact that they are lying deep into their own box, it is counter-attacking football, bro. If he focuses on possession of football and invites pressure into his own box, it is deep lying football. The fact that this is the very reason what Tottenham fans have been moaning about, that we are lying deep into our own football. If you check our possession stats from last year as well, that's exactly similar things that we were doing last season as well. We were inviting pressure into our own box and then we were counter attacking, and yet Spurs fans moaned over it.
Mhm.
That's why I lost hope and I'll come back on stream because we have idiots.
No, I mean it's okay. I mean he made a valid point. Like
No, no, no,
he
it's not. No, no, it's not him. I'm talking about other people, not him. No, no, no. Of course not. But people like
well
I'm not gonna mention the YouTuber that mentions the Zerbi and doesn't even know what the fuck he's doing. That's why I call them idiots.
you can mention, bro. Feel free to cuss it out, whoever it is.
No, I'm not gonna do it because it's gonna cause trouble. So I might as well just shut my mouth.
No, no, you can say it, man. You are allowed to say any
Hello.
YouTube name here, uh, as long as you guys don't stir shit in the chats. The panel people can say that. The chats people, you all do better don't say, please.
But what was
Yeah.
your guys' reaction in the 3-3 match?
Oh man, that was bad. Seriously.
Oh, I just laughed. Oh, it was such a great moment. I just I was making homework and I thought I was playing and I just saw you guys are 3-2 up. I refreshed the page and it just stands 3-3 and I just laughed. Oh, it
Yeah.
was such a great day.
We actually laughed at ourselves as well, by the way. Okay, this one let me just answer. No, it's not counter attacking because they invite pressure with the ball at feet of their defenders. You mean the Brighton defenders? They don't sit back.
But
So
when
do
they're
you
not in
Okay,
possession.
Jason, do you understand the definition of, sorry, I'm not patronizing you, by the way, but I'm just curious. You do understand that when you counter-attacking football means that you are in from your own half, you are inviting pressure, you are holding the ball. Either you're holding the ball or either you are turning the possession from from defense into attack. Either way, it is actually counter-attacking when you have to do work from your own half and suddenly you attack. It is counter-attacking football, by the way. Either way, it is counter-attacking. It's not possession-based football, because possession-based football is different. Is what United used to do when Oli was playing with them. Yeah. By the way, did you wanted to add on anything on this?
Yeah, I was just looking at something. Just give me 2 seconds.
How
Okay,
who's that
okay.
guy?
So now, let me give it 2 seconds. Brighton away.
You want to share stats?
No, I was just looking at the average possession of the ball, and yeah, Brighton are the third best in the league at keeping
Who's
possession.
first? City or Arsenal?
City, Liverpool, Brighton, Chelsea, and Arsenal.
Oh
It's
No,
wow,
no,
possible.
Arsenal. No, sorry, no, no. Arsenal up there. They're up
It's
okay.
there,
possible. It's possible
but they're
because of your
but
guys.
they're not good away from home.
Yeah.
Possession base are not good.
Yeah, yeah.
At home, they're like the second best in the league.
This was a similar situation for us as well. I mean, I need to pull up the stats as well. If you realize last season, our stats in terms of possession was not bad. I think our possession was quite good last season.
No,
Under
this
Conte.
year we're not good at possession.
This year we are not
This
good
year
at
you
possession.
guys aren't good at anything.
Leicester, Wolves, Man U, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Brighton, City are better than us.
In terms of possession,
Yeah.
because we are
Average
playing.
possession of home and away it's 49.8%
No, what was it last year or this year?
this year.
Yeah, this year we are not good, but I think last year we were better. We had better possession stats, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But okay, let's say you guys got
And
top
everyone, sorry, and everyone that loves Brentford and the coach of Brentford,
Thomas
they're the
Frank.
fourth, no, fifth worst team at possession. And you say he plays attacking football, just saying.
But okay, let's say you
People
guys
just
got top four.
see Ivan Tony scoring goals, and they feel that okay, that's attacking football.
Even Newcastle's worse than us at possession based.
Yep. No, I think that that's the problem. Actually, to be honest, in the end, your possession, your defense, your attack, your control, all these elements put together. A certain style just works for a certain team or a certain game plan. You can't just play. You can't just say that yeah, this style is not working because it's too defensive, it's too attacking, it's too controlling. It's a slightly, it's just that you want to see something that you want to see, but the managers when they play a game, uh, they have to work out their game plan according to your team, according to the team that you are facing. And sometimes we don't realize that even in the same formation, sometimes there are different tactics involved. uh, Even in 3-4-3, sometimes you could be playing like very attacking. Sometimes 3-4-3 you can be playing a little bit more possessive football. Sometimes you can be playing a little bit more from the midfield. You're trying to dominate through, like, let's say Kane dropping in a bit deep, helping Berg and who you call, what's his name, uh, uh, Hoiberg and Scape, or is it Hoiberg and Bentancur? Sometimes you'll see that coming in. Or sometimes the manager might instruct Sun to drop in deep. It's very different. You can't just categorize saying that this manager just plays one type of football. That's a problem that I have with a lot of fans when they say, okay, Conte's football is just too defensive because he plays back three. That's that's a fallacy, to be honest. Like, it's not true that back three is defensive football. If you realize, a lot of teams these days who are developing, a lot of new managers, they actually play back three. Four
Arsenal
three.
play black three.
Arsenal play back four.
If you actually look at the game, our Zinchenko walks into midfield and Ben White stays in defense, so we play a three and then two.
But your usual typical formation is back four, right?
Yeah,
Because
but when you watch the game, it's like uh, 3-2-4-1. But Zinchenko is a left back, but he plays as a central midfielder.
I mean, I don't watch Arsenal in that details, but I mean, since you're Arsenal fan, it's coming from you then.
Yeah, it's I sometimes I also don't understand it.
Uh, okay,
Yeah,
so
but it works.
Deserby with Spurs defense, including goalkeeper, will be kamikaze. What is kamikaze, by the way?
Don't know.
Oh, okay. Samuel's Second World War, a Japanese aircraft loaded with explosive chemical elaborate suicidal crash on an enemy. I'm not too certain about that. Like, why would you someone suddenly bring up that example? First of all, Disabi Whispers defense, including goalkeeper, will be kamikaze. I don't know what you mean, bro. Please elaborate a bit. Late to show. How many times has Dietrich said Conte out today? Uh, Dietrich, you
I
want to take
haven't
on that?
heard it. One, I think.
Dietrich, you want to take on this one?
Dietrich. It's Dietrich
Dietrich,
even.
Dietrich, you're there. No,
Dietrich,
by
Dietrich
the way,
just fell asleep.
I'm trying to keep Dietrich's a little bit happy today because he was a little bit he sounded a bit too demotivated yesterday, so we are trying to motivate Dietrich's a little bit.
He wasn't even happy at the start of the stream.
Yep. Scott and Twin. Yeah, so Jay Rayson, exactly. That's what I'm saying. With the current squad, it won't be a good idea. With the current Tottenham squad, it won't be a good idea. That's what I'm trying to explain in the last few comments as well. Scott M. Twin. Yep. Yep. He means it will be suicidal, disastrous, not a good idea. So it will be suicidal. No one is good on the ball. So by the way, Jason, you did realize, right, that yeah, as long as you are having a proper conversation, I usually don't block people just for no reason. One. So next time, please don't call me clown at on VR Tottenham TV, please. Then I'll ask Ben to block you then. Uh, and then you can't go to VR Tottenham TV. I'll just ask him to hide you. Since you have behaved, I'll ask Eugene to unblock you as well now. So yeah, you're being a good boy today. Fresh something just now. I couldn't focus on. Can you repeat that?
What? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
my question. I don't even remember. Oh yeah, if you guys get top four, who do you think is the manager, and what players do you guys actually gonna sign in the summer?
Fresh.
Uh, so Dietrich,
Can I
you answer this.
can I answer? Yeah, can I answer? Because making top four makes absolute zero sense
Okay, you guys
for the.
don't get top four.
No, he's
No, if we
asking
don't get.
situation. He's asking a situational question.
Yeah,
No, yeah, if we don't get top four, are we gonna get some good players? We weren't even top four when we got Kulusevski and Bentancur. We don't need top four.
Yep. No,
but
I think
Even
he's
without Romero.
no. I think Dietrich. I think he's asking a situational question. Like if we get top four and we have the opportunity to sign, like, let's say, certain good players compared to other teams. Like, let's say now Chelsea won't have that opportunity. Liverpool may not have that opportunity. So, in case we have that opportunity, who would we want to bring in terms of players?
yes,
I don't care about the Brit. Anyone's to making top four or not. I want to see the best of the best coming out of this club.
but
And
how do
even
you
you,
want?
and even you said who do I want?
Yeah, as
Yep.
manager,
Who do I want as my? I want Conte as my manager.
Conte.
Yeah, I want Conte. I don't want the rest. I want Conte. That's my manager.
Yeah,
Hopefully, bro, somehow the sack decision gets over. And by the way, actually, if Conte doesn't get sacked now after all this drama that the media has put up and all the drama that Levy has put up, it just shows you actually Levy is kind of losing his power. And I'm slightly hoping in my heart, I'm hoping that it somehow happens. It just shows the fans that how clueless then Levy is at this point, because he doesn't have now the power, or the power is somehow not with him in terms of his relationships, in terms of his PR. He's lacking his PR. If his PR and his public reputation is bad, he cannot hire another manager to play the same game he has been playing. If
but
Conte stays now after all this drama.
But I swear, us three were Dan. You, Elias, Dietrich, and Dan said that you guys wanted this to happen.
Wanted what to happen?
That Conte talks about the club that's really
Yes.
bad.
Yes.
We did want that to happen. Yes. So, okay, Didris, you want to explain that? Because since you have been a longer Conte out than me, sorry, Levy out than me.
Yeah. Look, we always wanted someone to call out the way the board was like organizing and taking care of this club. We always wanted that. But what I always said, if Conte can bring down Levy by changing his ways or talking bad about the club, and he's still here to get you to remove all the deadwood of this club, I'll be 100% happy. But if we fire him, so at the end we do another cycle of another manager, I don't want that to happen. I'd
Yep.
rather the sink drops with him or without him.
Mm,
But if
Yep.
this ship is still steady, I don't want that. I don't care about that.
Yep.
And Levy, he's been doing that since 2010. So it's not something that is new. He's been doing that for almost like what 13 years now.
Yep. Okay.
Imagine sack, imagine sacking a manager in the middle of the game.
mm,
Yep. I want to address a little bit as well. So actually, fresh, why we wanted that to happen was it does put a pressure back on Levy, and it does highlight the reality of the club. We wanted Conte to highlight that shit that Daniel Levy has been putting up on the managers, and recently, however he has been covering up the situation. Like, you suddenly put up a smoke screen of a manager, you hire a manager, and then you sack him. Suddenly you get fans very excited, and then you bring down the expectations low, and you do that year by year again. Now, whether or not Conte stays, or if Conte stays right now, it's in our favor as well, because it just tells you that after all these tries that now Daniel Levy is putting up in last few days, last 2 days or so, to hire another manager, it just shows that he might be slightly helpless in that situation as well, because no top manager will want to come to Spurs in this situation to become that smoke screen or become that sacrifice basically that Daniel Levy puts up. And if he has to call back Conte, then he has to really assure Conte of certain things as well, because now I think in a certain way Conte has expressed his displeasure as well working with Daniel Levy, in my opinion.
mm,
And if Conte were to now reject contract extension, bro, it's a slap on Daniel Levy's face, because it means that Daniel Levy cannot hire another big manager in June. He would have to rely on someone as shit as Ryan Mason. He would have to rely on someone as shit as uh who you call some of those small name manager. He cannot hire a big manager if Conte reject contract extension, in my opinion, because whatever happened, unless the manager is the kind of manager who is just care who is selfish, who just cares about his own paycheck, then yes, maybe Daniel Levy can hire someone. But again, I think an ambitious manager wouldn't want to put themselves into this trouble if Daniel Levy fails even in this situation to hire a manager. And then he would definitely fail in the summer as well if Conte reject the contract extension. Then the thing is that in that case he would have to make use of someone like Ryan Mason, or hire someone like no again, and then fan base is gonna turn very hard on him. I think I don't know. I don't think that everybody would turn hard on him, but at least it would stir some fire over Daniel Levy, at least to a certain extent.
mm,
If Conte rejects a contract extension in June, and now Daniel Levy's uh, failed to sign in a proper manager, it would create in some tension between the fan base and Daniel Levy, because then fan base doesn't have anybody else to blame on. They can't blame on Ryan Mason. I mean, everybody know how shit Ryan Mason is. So the blame directly goes on to Board and Daniel Levy because of their poor management from the years. Then they will see the real truth as well, but it will be a little late, because it would cost them quite a bit in terms of their games, and in terms of the attractive football that they want to see. They won't see that as well then,
mm.
if that answers your question.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh,
Okay, Anything else Idris wanted to talk about? Okay, Jay Rison has another question. Any new manager will demand Kane's future to be secured before they move in? Okay, this is another
Kane
question.
wants to leave.
Kane wants to leave.
Conte
Dietrich,
leaves. Kane leaves.
your boy, you want to take on this question?
Hmm?
Dietrich, 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 are you
Yeah,
there?
sorry,
Dietrich.
bro. Yeah, yeah, what's up?
Kane, your boy, you want to take on this question?
And you imagine with the going to be secure. I honestly couldn't care less if he's here. Honestly, I'd rather he leaves.
We'll support him right wherever he goes.
No, no, if he, I hope he leaves because I'm sick and tired of him being here. I hope he leaves. Well, I'm not even joking. If he goes to Arsenal, I'm buying an Arsenal kit with Harry Kane at the back. I
Please.
just,
I
Then,
want
then,
it
you,
now.
then you'll wear the Arsenal jersey, right, Dietrich?
yeah, I'll wear it because I couldn't care less just to make piss off everyone on this stream.
So, guys,
You
so
wouldn't
guys,
piss off me. I
since
would
you,
be
since you
laughing.
all call the Korean fans as the Sunny fans and all that, uh, Korean fans are not the Sunny fans. Dietrich Kane is the Kane fan. He's not the Tottenham fan. Just
I
kidding.
always said I'm no, I always said I'm a Kane fan before being a Spurs fan.
So you are a Kane fan before you're a Spurs fan.
Yeah, wherever he
Guys,
goes, I follow him.
spot him, clip it, clip it.
Yeah, couldn't care less. I love Spurs. I'm gonna buy Spurs merch. I'm gonna still buy it. But
You
if they
you
don't,
stop buying Spurs merch, but you'll buy the Kane merch, right?
yeah, if I don't see what's it called, if Enoch doesn't leave, I will not be watching or supporting this club. Simple.
By the way, Dan Davenport, hey young Elias, I'm hearing rumors Tuchel could be new head coach for next season. Yeah, I've been hearing this. I think that rumor is like the most popular one at the moment. But apparently, I'm hearing this news as well that all the other managers, including Tuchel, they have the same concerns that Conte and Mourinho had. So before they sign anything or before they agree on anything, they want Daniel Levy to give them certain assurances. I don't know whether Daniel Levy can give that or not. I'm really not sure.
And
Bro,
he
So
won't.
he
I
said he
don't
won't.
care. Like if let's say if Enoch they sack Conte and they bring Tuchel,
Uh-huh.
what was the point?
The point would be that the fans would again start crying, bro, after two
No,
weeks.
but yeah, it would be a no. It would annoy the fans, which will make me happy.
It
But
would
at
be
least
great.
leave the guy. He knows who's the bad player, who the player doesn't train, who the plays like is being selfish. Why not let him remove the squad and then you can take a decision? Because I don't want to see Dyer once again. I don't want to see him ever.
You want to see Ben Davis?
I I
I don't
actually
want to
want
see
to
him.
know how next game's gonna go for Tottenham
And we're
because
gonna lose. It's an
no,
Everton
but
away.
I just want to know how the players will react because
They're not gonna react, man.
Bro, I am actually kind of getting suspicious that you are someone from Pakistan, actually. How do you know Ramiz Raza even? How do you even know him?
who?
Yeah. Are you someone like my long lost friend or somebody who I haven't contacted for like years or something? You follow me kind of quite a lot to quite a lot of places, bro. Who are you? Yeah, I'm kind of getting now suspicious. Like, who is Jay Rayson? I already knew it. That's why 2 years ago I was the first channel member of Dietrich's Kane MCFC rants. Oh
Yeah,
wow, did you have a channel?
I didn't have a channel, but my name was first it was Dietrich Kane, and then I added the MCFC rant,
I see.
and now I changed it once again.
What
But
what are you?
but the
Oh,
day he leaves, if he goes to Saga, it's gonna be MCFC.
okay. Yeah. By the way,
But
guys,
he's going to Manu.
even
If
I don't know what is Dietrich's real name. By the way, guys.
if he goes to Manu, I'm gonna cry. Yeah,
If
you know
Manu
my
get
real.
him, if Manu get Qatari owners and Kane, man, it's
If he
over.
no, if he goes to I don't like Manu. I don't like Chelsea. Those are the two clubs I don't like.
I don't
And
like
Arsenal.
I don't like
Arsenal,
Chelsea.
honestly, Arsenal, they don't bother me. Honestly, I couldn't. They don't. The fans don't exist in Ottawa. They don't exist. So that's why I don't care.
What clubs are mostly followed in Ottawa? Just curious.
In
Chelsea, not Chelsea and Man United. They're everywhere.
Chelsea and Man United are. I'm surprised that
Yeah,
you guys have a Chelsea fan base because actually
there's
in Malaysia,
such a
I hardly
there-
find Chelsea in Malaysia.
there's such a big Chelsea fan base here.
Is it
in
because of
what?
the US links and all that?
No, just because they won the Champions League.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, sometimes we joke about Chelsea fans here in Malaysia. It's like even if you have one or two fans in a class, or sometimes one, they might like the Chelsea fans. They're not the real fans. They are the ones when they just started winning trophies. They just went behind it. So they're not the real football fans to a certain extent. Like actually, there was I don't know why once one of my friend his lecturer gave him like a question paper, and the lecturer was a football fan. He actually had lots of those funny questions, like the math problems where you have names like Dan has one apple, and this one has this and all that. He had those kind of questions. The Renu had five apples. He gave two to De Gea and three to Aaron Wan Bisaga. He had like one whole paper filled with all those kind of questions with Chelsea and Man U players.
Mm.
Hilarious indeed. I don't know if I have that picture. I'll show it one day on my stream as well. Question paper full of all those kind of questions. But I'm gonna wrap it
Holy
up short,
cow!
guys. You guys have
Can I
any last?
say? Can I have some breaking news?
Yep,
Do you remember Paul Mitchell?
yep.
He just announced, "I've completed my mission. I'm gonna leave Monaco."
Oh, what mission he had?
No, no, his mission at Monaco, like he finished his year. Now Premier League clubs already had contacts and approach for Mitchell to try new Premier League experience,
Apparently,
including
footballing director as well.
Liverpool.
Do you think he was coming back to Spurs?
If he was coming back, I would take him.
I would take him as well. I mean, he's a good footballing director. Do you think him and Poch reunion?
I don't. It's not about Poch or not. It's about him having his. He's making a decision. I don't care who's the coach. If he says I don't want Poch. I don't want Poch.
But apart,
He's the only footballing director that I have 100% faith with.
fair play. I mean, he has good links as well in international football. Like if you look at Paratici usually does like his signings within Italy and all that.
Yeah.
There's Paul Mitchell. He has good PR in terms of his links and his terms of his network is wide.
Do you remember what's his name? The guy that played for Monaco and went to Madrid for 80 million. Tromini, I think his name is.
What was his name?
Tromini. He's a French player. The French
Oh,
player. Yeah, he bought him for like 15 million and sold him for 80 million. That's what I want to see from Spurs.
yeah. Okay, with Scott, I'm saying next season when Emerson leaves, we'll all have to follow Gogomas. Apparently, Gogoma has been offered a lot of jobs lately. The other day, Philby was telling her to start be positive protest at White Hart Lane as well. Gogoma, you are multi-talented, sister. Yeah, man. Actually, I think next year I'm gonna start a show Thursday night Conference League rants. Then we will do all that Conference League
Well,
stuff for.
tell her to join for like the last 5 minutes.
Sorry.
Tell her to join the last 5 minutes
Yeah, Goguma, are you free to join us for the last 5 minutes? Let's hear
and
from you a
bring
bit.
the deluded Canadian Scott as well.
Recently went to Sydney, was full of United and Arsenal shows. I am kinda suspecting who you are. You could be actually one of my best friends. That guy goes to Australia one. Let me just try putting something here. I know I'm kind of suspicious who Jay Reason is because he know quite a lot of things that I've told to people close to me. Oh, Goguma, I let me just send you the link here. Jay Racing, you want to join us? Join as well. I want to see who you are. Who are you, Jay Racing? You could be one of my schoolmates or my kindergarten classmate. You went to Sydney, was full of United and Arsenal. So actually, the United and Arsenal shirts are everywhere. It's usually in Malaysia as well. By the way, Jerry Sen, tell us really, like, tell us where are you from? I'm curious. I'm extremely curious. Where are you from? At least just tell me. Give me any. Are you from Pakistan? Are you from India? Are you from Malaysia? And why are you following me around the streams? Hi, Guguma. Hello.
Annyeong. Hi. Hi,
Hello.
Elias.
Hi.
Annyeong, Beatrix. Hi,
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. What's up, guys?
Yeah, Dietrich has questions for you.
What's
Me?
going on? It's because
Dietrich,
we're
you
both
want
Conte in still.
of course, we are still contained.
Cool.
We are contained till we die.
But why is it taking so long? I don't understand. And
I think
everyone,
that Levy cannot convince another manager. In my opinion, he's having a struggle to convince someone else, and I think he don't want to sack Conte unless he has like a proper replacement, because he does want top four very badly.
Hmm.
In
Do
my
you think
opinion,
it's possible, really, that do you think it's more possible that we'll get like interim manager, like Mason, or somebody totally new? What do you think?
so Mason is possible if Levy is willing to. Mason is possible if what you call it. Uh, Levy is willing to, like, let's say, let go of top four at this point. But if he badly wants top four, I think he also knows that Mason cannot get him the top four spot as well. He
Right.
knows that, so it's tricky situation in terms of Levy's ambition as well, because he loves top four. He knows that if he bottles top four this season, he won't get the Champions League money.
Hmm. I don't know. I'm still hoping for a miracle. I don't know. I know it's silly, but still.
Miracle like Conte just say. Hi,
Yeah.
Jay Racing. The Jay Racing is joining. Hi, Jay Racing. You wanna open up your camera as well?
Oh my.
Oh my word!
I'm just kidding. Oh.
No, it's not him. It's not him. It's not him. It's not him.
Oh.
You
Joke
see?
of the day.
No, you see when I said this guy's deluded and crazy, I wasn't lying. I wasn't lying.
Oh, so you have
Awesome.
been
Oh
following
my.
me down. Okay, but this Jay Racing is different from the Jay Racing in the chat, I suppose. Is it?
Yeah, I'm not.
Or are you
It'd
the
be
same
funny
guy?
if I was trolling you the whole time, but no. I just wanted
Yeah.
to come on and have some
What's
fun.
up?
Sorry, thank you, Jay. I hope you don't mind me using your name
Use
too.
your name. I don't think Jay Racen's real name is Jay Racing, so you can use it. Yeah,
I had to
Scott,
come
what
on to provide some rationality to this stream after Dietrich's and Elias and their delusions. So
What delusion? The same guy that calls himself J Racing.
no, why do you think it's taking so long for the decision, Scott?
Because I don't think I don't think Levy wants to give up top four, and I think he knows if he sacks Conte, then top four is gone no matter what. I don't think that Conte staying means we'll get top four, but if we sack Conte, then it's gone for sure. So
So do you think it's a matter of like him sacking Conte and not finding a suitable replacement who can get him top four, or is it just that he's
there's nobody who's going to come in and get top four.
Don't you guys think it's more about the money he has to pay him?
I don't think he cares about the money
five
because
million?
he'll just put Mason in.
Mhm.
But usually, when you fire a coach, aren't you supposed to fire even like the backup coaches? And Ryan Mason is one of them.
No, Ryan
But I
Mason
think it'll
is
just be they'll
local
just bring in like some, like they've said, Michelle Vorm, Defoe, Mason, and maybe, right? It'll just all be guys that are already somewhat associated with the club. It'll just be a waste of time till the end of the season. But
Yeah, but
I
Mason's
don't know. It could. I just think that's why. That's the thing that makes sense to me, because really, at this point, why not just, if you're going to sack him, sack him. That's kind of what my feeling is too. Is I just kind of tired of waiting around, and we're just going to drag this out for a week. It's kind of like you
Yeah,
should know what they're going to
me
do.
more
Like, I don't know what
upset.
they're going to figure out, right?
Mhm.
yeah.
Either
mean,
come
it's
out
getting
and say we're keeping him, or else come out and sack him, because you should know.
yeah, man. Seriously, it's annoying.
It's more
Uh,
painful for him too. He has to wait still, you know?
Well, is he still in Italy? I assume he's
yes,
still hanging out there.
definitely. Apparently, Daniel Levy also has flown somewhere today. There was a news I was looking at his tweet. He took a flight somewhere.
Yeah, for him to fly, it's nothing though, right? Private
He-
jet, just hop on, fly
Private jet,
wherever
I
you
think
want
No,
to
he
go.
went on Ryanair. Yeah, but you see the disrespect he took Ryanair to go to LA.
Actually, I
Yeah.
think Twitter made a Mickey out of it. I think Conte is just simple. He's a humble, simple person, like down to
No,
earth.
he's not. He's not simple and humble. No, he's not.
I
He's
I don't
think
know. When
not.
he's
he showed that picture of him like on vacation, it looked like a pretty nice resort that he was hanging out at. But
when I
Bro,
go, I go for a nice resort. But airlines, who care? Seriously.
oh, sorry, I meant like Levy is hopping on
Oh,
it.
Levy is
If
not
he's
humble.
flying somewhere, it's not a big imposition for him. I thought you were saying Levy was flying on Ryanair. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't
no,
think,
it's
unless
Conte.
he's bought Ryanair and
Conte,
is flying on his own plane. But
Conte was flying Ryanair. So Twitter took a bit of a Mickey out of it, and I was like, actually, seriously, who cares for a short hour flight? Who really cares? Like if you're taking Ryanair, if you're taking KLM or whatever.
Mhm.
But seriously, the Twitter guys are just like that. Because Conte, if you realize, he doesn't even have a proper apartment. He stays in that one of the lodge or the hotel rooms that they have in
I
Tottenham
heard
Hotspur.
that too. He lives in a hotel. That's true?
Yeah, he lives in a hotel. Yeah.
Um,
He doesn't even have like his own. Like, come on, man! Like, can't you give him like a proper apartment at least? He lives in a hotel even.
No, I think he lives in one of the Tottenham. Do you know, like they have like the duplex? It's like multiple houses from like all the players. They have their own security, own parking spot.
Yeah, that kind of thing as well could be possible. But seriously, man, he's staying far from family and all that. He has gone through a bit too much this season. If he gets a sack, I think we may not see him in a job for until maybe next season. He would take a long break, in my opinion.
No, because we have fans like Scotland calling for Conte's head. So
Scott M. His head.
people watch the watch long. They heard you say that loss is 100% on Conte.
I didn't
You,
say
they heard you say
100%.
this whole season was 100% on Conte.
I said it was 50% on Conte that we lost. I said
You
that.
said sacking Poch was 100% on Conte. Not buying a player for 500 days, 100% on Conte. We hear you.
Never,
We have the
I
receipt.
never said that.
Ben Davis renewal was 100% on Conte.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What else was
Scott
100% on Conte?
Scott said people that don't protest is because of Conte. I heard you, man.
All I've ever said is if Poch comes back, we're guaranteed the Champions League, Europa League, Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and World Cup all in one season. That's it.
Yeah, man, seriously. We would just pay for all the suffering that we suffered through all the 22 years in one season, right? One season wonder. Then we'll come on.
The only
You see
problem
when
with
I
this club is the manager.
One season wonder.
you see, and then people call me deluded, and this guy just said we might win the Champions League, World Cup, and Europa League.
No, the Club World Cup. Club World Cup. You
Poch,
forgot that.
anything.
No, he
Club
said the
World
World Cup. No, he said the World Cup. That's what he said.
We'll win both. We can win anything. It's Poch. He's magic.
Okay, there's a question to the panel. his best mate Patrici consulted with him before signing poor Danjuma. No, he was not even involved in the transfer market because he was on a ban. So it can't be
Bro,
like Patrici. Yeah.
Paratici doesn't even know Danjuma existed. This guy's in prison.
Yep.
He doesn't even have control.
That prison thing is another one that annoys me a bit.
You might have heard of him because didn't Villarreal play against Juventus last year in the Champions League? So he probably heard his name when he
He
was at
probably could
that
have
game.
heard his name, but yeah, like him consulting Conte. Conte openly said that yeah, with the fact that he's coming to Tottenham is he's not a good player. He said something along those lines. I remember very nicely. I remember it very
About
nicely
Danjuma?
about Danjuma, that the very fact that how you pronounce that word,
Villarreal. Villarreal.
Villarreal has not has sent him on a loan. It just tells that how good a player he is. He said something very sarcastically there.
I even said like he cannot play like number 10 or striker, so where am I supposed to play him?
Yeah, that was another comment he made as well, that he can't play as number 10 or striker. So it really tells, like, if he is not even playing him, it just shows you that yeah, he's a club signing. He's not a Conte signing. So it's a wrong narrative. By the way, Harry and Spursy Talks, if you guys want to jump up as well, the link is on the top there. You guys can join in as well. Harry, especially you, since you wanted Conte out, we want to hear from you now. What do you look forward to
Oh
next?
my god, no, please don't.
No, Harry is a level-headed Conte out fan. He's not one of
Oh,
those.
okay.
He's one of those who wants a reset. So he's quite good to talk to. One Harry, if you're there, do join us, bro. Come on, seriously, I want to hear from you, and TJ as well. If you want to come on, come and share your thoughts. I don't know. Was did TJ actually wanted Conte out? I'm trying to recall. No, I think TJ is a pro Levy out, but he's sometimes a bit critical about Conte as well. By the way, Scott, and what was the
He's the one.
rationale? Sorry.
If he's the one that goes on has a show, then he's Conte out.
Yes, he's the one. Because I only did streams with like TJ a few times, and yeah. The other thing I wanted to say to Scott, yeah, Scott, you were saying something that you wanted to add some rationality. Is there anything else that we haven't discussed you wanted to bring up?
No. I actually have to go, but I was just hopping on to do the J rants and race and joke on you. I was gonna come in and just not even have the laugh out loud but then I don't know him, so I didn't know if he'd get angry. But I just wanted to have some fun and say hi. But
Not
I
even
do. I
in
have
real.
to go. So
Good
I
to
just
It's not
see you, twin.
glad to see you. Twin. Can I call you a twin?
we'll see you.
By
We'll
the way,
see
what's
you
the
later.
twin
Good to see you. Of
about?
course, go twin and diluted D Elias.
Deluded Elias.
Oh, but talk to you later, guys.
Take care. Bye.
Because Scotland.
Okay, so Harry is saying would love to have Poch back, but would be happy to go for a young, progressive coach for a long term, like company Carrick or Mason. Actually, I won't mind Carrick. Get it, but bro, wouldn't you don't you think that if full reset, then in full reset terms, you need to change a lot of other things as well, not just the
Can
manager.
I can I
Yeah,
answer him quickly?
yeah, can.
If you want a young progressive coach, you need to remove Kane, Son, and like Romero, for example.
Yeah, he wants full
And
reset.
and if you want a full reset, you need Levy to leave the director of football, let him do his job. And we have the worst recruitment in the league. So how can we want a young progressive manager?
Yeah, I didn't understand that because I thought reset that would happen anyways if Conte leaves, right?
Sorry?
If Conte leaves and we get a new manager, then reset happens anyways, right? Or am I misunderstanding what they're talking about?
No, he's saying that he would love to have Poch back as someone after Conte, because actually Harry wanted Conte out. He was tired of, I think, Conte's football or something. He was one of those. But the
Okay.
thing about Harry is some of his points are some of the points he made are quite valid to a certain extent. Unlike some of those trolls we see on Twitter, Harry is quite level headed in that way. but would be happy to go for, because he wants a full reset. He just doesn't want like the full. He just doesn't want the manager to go out. If I'm not mistaken, Harry, you do want like the full reset, right? Or is it what you're saying really made?
Yeah, but you can not have a reset when you have owner like Levy.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Does he mean reset like just
I
the
think he
manager?
means reset manager and like director of football. I think.
Ah, okay.
I think he wants a full change. No, I think if I'm not mistaken, in my conversations with Harry. Hi TJ, thanks for joining.
What you saying, bro? What you saying? How you been, man?
I'm okay. I'm okay. How are you?
Hi TJ.
How you guys been? You guys all right, man?
I'm good. How are
Yeah,
you?
Been
Yes,
all right, man. Been all
good. Thank
right.
you.
Been all right.
yeah. So TJ, you wanted Conte out.
Nah, you know what?
No, he's not a content. I know him.
No,
I watch
I
him on
wanted
Tottenham.
Conte to stay, but my
Yeah.
opinion was based on if he wants to go, I would prefer him to go. I don't want a manager that is managing Tottenham that doesn't want to be there. There's no point because you need to want to be at Tottenham. You know,
Yep.
ideally the managers that are managing Tottenham have to want to be there. You know, I don't want them to say, "Oh, there's a better job over here. Let me go there." You know. So ideally, I wanted Conte to stay. Obviously, let's be totally real. Levy and Conte was a bad relationship. It was a relationship that was just like a one night stand. Let's be totally honest with you, because if you think about it, yeah, we're saying that Conte. Look, Levy don't share the same ambitions to Conte. Conte's clearly a winner, and he doesn't want to just accept top four. You know, ideally, he wants to win things. And if Tottenham, think about it, look at the squad as well. Think about it. If Tottenham are not going to pick up their game, it's what it is. But I want to know this from you guys, innit? Like, I was watching about 10 minutes of your show. I've just come back from work, innit? Would you, if Poch was to come back, because it looks likely that Poch is the runner-up. I'm hearing, I'm seeing more stories about Poch than all these other managers. That's why I'm saying Poch looks like the main candidate. Would you want him to come back? And
Tuchel's side is quite high as well. The probability in terms of like if you want to trust the stories, yeah. But go
Can I
on.
ask a question, TJ?
go for it.
2 questions, brother. First, you say you want a manager that wants to be at Tottenham,
Mhm.
which you have a good point. But Conte said he wants to build something at this club. He wants to be here.
Yeah.
But in the first place, the way we got him, we were begging for him to join Spurs. It's not like it became natural, like we had a good discussion. Oh, you want to join? We have a good project. We begged him. And then he decided, you know what? I have to forget about Inter or join Spurs.
Mhm.
So in the first place, it was never gonna work.
Yeah, no.
And
Look, I totally agree with what you're saying. Like I don't think Conte wanted to go the way he's going. Let's be totally honest with you.
yeah,
But to be at a club, you have to have some building blocks. You have to have a good relationship with our owners, firstly. You have to have some sort of understanding of the project, because obviously you're not going to come into a job and say, first year we're going to win a trophy, second year we're going to do this, third year. No, there has to be some sort of understanding with the board and Conte, and obviously bringing in the players for Conte's style. We can kind of argue that, cool, maybe the players that we brought in, give or take 4 out of 8 players that we brought in are Conte-related players. I'm talking about Kulusevski, Bentancur, potentially Pedro Porro.
but that's it.
That's it. So if you're
Perisic.
and Perisic, yeah, that's 4 out of 8 players, because you're thinking about Foster came, you're thinking
Spence.
about Basuma, you're thinking about Richarlison. You see, my point comes down to this. So if we do appoint a manager, in a sense of, so if it's going to be Pochettino, or it could be Tuchel, or it could be whoever, it's not about who we appoint. If we appoint a manager, there needs to be a clear understanding from the board, in my opinion, the board and the manager.
But
Okay, we're going to fix the defense. We're only going to target 2-3 defenders, because think about it, we don't have the money. We're not a team to spend a lot of money. We're not going to spend 250 million on a whole new squad when we've just spent quite a lot of money for the last 2 seasons. On top of that, you need to consider the people that are on loan. We've got 250 million assets. So you're talking about so many players at Tottenham that are not going, that are not capable of playing. So the next manager has to have an understanding with the board. Cool. I don't know if this is the process. Obviously, I've heard a lot of people say other things, but in the terms of how I see it, if it's Pochettino, whoever, Tuchel, let's just say it's Tuchel, whoever it is, I want 3 defenders. I'm targeting a better defender than Dyer, a better defender than Ben Davis, a better defender than Sanchez. I'm not saying they're bad. In fact, let me be honest with you.
They are bad, bro. They are bad. Sanchez, Dyer, Davis are bad.
No. The reason why I'm not saying they're bad, I'm gonna make my point. And give me a second. The players we have at our club right now are bad. Don't get it twisted. But the players that we need to target are going to be starters. So, in my opinion, you need to check the level. You're going to say you need a squad, a backup defender, a main starter, and you're not going to get both. You see? So Dyer is still going to be in the squad.
no, it hasn't.
So let's just say we get another centre back. We already know Longley is not going to stay.
Hold on, TJ. So let's say if you want to buy a defender, why don't you just buy a defender that's better than Eric Dyer? Then why does Eric Dyer has to be in the squad? That's another one that I
Can I?
in a way I know what this is something that I also say, that with the current set of defenders, yes, Eric Dyer has to be in the squad. But if there's a defender already better than Eric Dyer, why he needs to be in the squad? And I think Dietrich, you want to mention something here?
Yeah, TJ, you just said that if we buy a better defender, logically Ben Davis and Dyer would be backups, which is a fair point.
Mm-hmm.
But why not we not do like Arsenal? For example, Ndika and De Vrij are on a free. If
Mm-hmm.
you get them as like rotation or backups, you can
It'll
buy
be better.
2 other defenders, and now you have 4 excellent defenders. And you can cancel the contracts. How about you cancel the contract and then you buy 4 defenders?
Mm.
It's an easier solution, bro. This year and next year is the year to get free agents.
Yep. No, I mean, the other thing that you can do is, rather than having them sticking around for more years, when it's not going to turn out something, sell them somewhere now, that at least now still you can sell them and get something from them, which you
Well,
cannot get them.
the problem is, with you're saying sell, we have been trying to offload Luke,
I know.
Lo Celso, and Dembele, Harry Winks, So even selling our
That's
assets.
Hold on. I know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know what you're saying.
Oh yeah,
I know.
go for it.
Right. Yeah. Because the thing is that if the problem with Daniel Levy is he want a certain price for these players. That's another problem with Daniel Levy. He's not selling players. Now, my question to Daniel Levy, or anybody who actually says that yes, this whole defender issue, why can't you actually use that same money that you're gonna get from whatever price they come in? Like, let's just say it goes on 10 million, 15 million, on 10, 15 million, rather than actually having an old defender who doesn't have a future prospect. You actually spend that on one good defender and get one youngster who has a lot more potential. Then you develop that youngster in that system rather than relying on Ben Davis and Eric Dyer. Then you at least have some form of a direction in your defense, in terms of you have one good one player that is ready to come on the squad, and then one youngster who can take on at times. I wouldn't even mind, like, let's just say Joey Rodon coming back because he's a youngster. I wouldn't
I
mind
agree.
that, but I would mind Eric Dyer staying there for on a longer run, because he is finished. He has reached his
Elias,
potential.
you made a great point. If you look at Liverpool, They bought Van Dijk for 75 million. They brought Konate for 40 million. Now he's going to be the replacement. And now
Exactly.
he's learning from the best defender in the world. So this is how we should perform. But we're not. Imagine Roldan is performing. No, he's learning from Eric Dyer that never played center back in his life.
Yeah. So you at least have some form of a mentor as well, because now, like, let's just say we are facing this issue with Romero. Romero is a youngster actually. When he joined us, he was 22, 23.
He's
He was
24.
now he's 24, but I think when he joined us, he was 23.
He was
Yeah.
23. He was
I'm not too
23.
sure, to be honest with you.
He's a young defender. So when a young defender like Romero comes to your team and he's now expected to perform, he's performing. But what he is gaining from your team on a longer run, his capacity will just run out of what he has gained from the people around him. He doesn't have any mentor or any particular player who can help him develop as well in his defensive trait. Whereas same thing is with most of our defenders as well currently. Who is the leader in your defense? Eric Dyer, Ben Davis. So that's why your defense is shit. You can't develop a
Mm.
youngster in that sort of a squad.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I totally agree. The only problem we have with this, we are saying it like it's possible that we can take DNA from Liverpool, DNA from Arsenal, DNA from all these good teams to like, but the way we run, the way Levy runs, he don't run like that. You know, he's really tight with his pocket. So this rebuild is going to be a very long rebuild, and it's going to take about 5 to 6 to 7 years.
But
You know,
he can
Goguma,
be tight, but he can take the example of Napoli.
a minute, because since I was on that point, let me ask Goguma a question. Goguma, Korean team is actually not, as you all know, the Korean national team, for instance, or even your players. We all know that you guys usually don't have a very good system in terms of your early days, early Korean football years. I think you all had
Yeah.
struggled, but at one point your team did started sending your players out to countries like Germany and some of the Austrian league as well. I think it's, had some of the players, and that's where I think your players would then learn, and then they would come back, and then that's where they would impart it into your developmental structure as well, right? Into your league and all that, and they would then mentor the players in the national team. And I think because the Korean team is not the team that is full of like the natural talent, but they are very they are very good developing team in terms of their
Mhm.
approach and in terms of their style.
I
What do you
mean,
think about that?
I think that's correct. I mean, I'm not an expert, but the way I see it, I think it all happened because of Hidinka from World Cup 2002 after that. And because of the success we had under Hiddink, we were able to send some of our players overseas. Like Park Ji-sung, I think he first went to Netherlands, I think, with Hiddink Eindhoven.
Well, he was one of them. I think he went to Netherlands. Then
Right. And then after that, one by one, more
yeah,
players went abroad. And I think you're right. You know, they come back and um, also like organizationally, KFA from them, they invested a lot, and you know, you get like in knowledge from overseas and like overseas personnel.
yeah.
So yeah, I think that's true.
So even actually in that regard, when we send our young defenders on loan, I don't really mind it, to be honest, because when they go there, at least they are learning something from a different setup rather than getting wasting their time under someone like Ben Davies and someone like Dyer. Actually, to be
Mhm.
honest, I'm happy that Jet Spence is out on loan. I'm happy that Joe Rodon is out on loan rather than wasting their time here, because here they are not even going to get minutes. They are not learning. There they can at least develop something, and then in future we can evaluate them like how they come back and then become,
the
if we
problem
have.
is when you're sending them to them type of leagues, it's not Premier League. It's not the same. What you call it? Same pace, same. I don't know, talent. You know. Whereas if you were to send them to a league in the Prem or even in the Championship, it's high intensity. Like the France League, for example, there are three teams that are really strong, 3 or 4 teams that are really strong, but the rest of the league is pretty. You know, it's not the best. when you speak about Spain as well, Spain, there's about 4 or 5 teams, you know. So sending our players on loan to teams that to leagues that are not really strong. I don't know. You might have a good point. To be honest with you, you might have a good point. It's
Dietrich,
just
you want to speak on this? Because I think you have something to say here. I can feel it. Dietrich, are you there?
Sorry? Yeah, I'm there.
You
I'm
want
there. Sorry,
to join on the other leagues that the player goes to, that thing?
I don't think the leagues makes a difference where you send a defender because at the end of the day, you want to send them to a place where he can learn and play like every day, every time. Look at what's his name, Levi Colwell, for example.
he's
Yeah.
such a good
He,
player. Yeah,
he's an amazing defender.
yeah, yeah.
Sent to Huddersfield, a terrible team. Learned from an excellent manager, and now he became send him back to Brighton, and that's when his level went to the next level. If you look at Roden, for example, when he wasn't playing, Brighton asked us if we can take him, and we said no. So you have to let the player develop and take his time. And we don't do that. We send him to a team where he never plays.
Mm.
Look at
Yeah.
Tanganga, for example. When he
Like,
started, we should have never let him in the squad. Should have said, you know what? Go to a club and take your time.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Tanganga could have improved, but I think he has also wasted quite a significant time here
Yeah,
now.
and
It will be too much for him.
look at Saliba, for example. We all agree that the French league is terrible. But
Exactly.
instead of saying, you know what, come to Arsenal and play, we're gonna send you on loan for 2 years or 3 years and take your time.
Saliba played for which team? I think he played for
He played
Rennes
for what's his name, Marseille. He played
I'll say, yeah.
or Marseille.
uh, Saint Etienne. He played with many teams.
The
I mean,
problem is
now,
Tottenham don't have that setup. That's the problem. There has
No,
to
we
be a
don't.
big No, but if you think about it, if you look at all the top 6 teams, you know, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Man City, even Brighton, even teams like Wolves, Fulham, when you come across talent coming out of the academy, Tottenham in the last maybe 10 to 15 years, I don't have the stats on me. We've only produced maybe 5 or 6 players. That's probably like Kane, Winks, Oliver Skip, you know. Who else? That's the
Kane.
problem.
Okay, but those are homegrown players in terms of the players that were really Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker is another one.
How
Yeah,
how
Walker, when we bought him, we gave him so much time. He went to Sheffield, he went to this place, he went to that place. Now he came back, he was ready made.
Hmm, interesting.
So I think Kyle Walker was a good one. Like even for Kane as well, his loan spells did work out well. Like he played in Championship only. Hey
Yeah.
Steak. Hey
Hi,
man, how you doing?
Steve.
The
Hi.
only player that worked out for him and never went on loan, that was Phil Foden.
Phil Foden was one. I think
And
Haaland also. Haaland had quite a few loan spells before Dortmund like really took him in as well.
no, he went
So
to Salzburg, took his time, developed into a better player, and then you saw him in the Champions League.
Hmm.
yeah, man. Like actually, the loan in a way, I think current situation that Tottenham Hotspur is the loan for some players it does work out well. Unless like you are someone like Ndombele, you really want to get rid of and really cannot get rid of. That's a problem with me. But it was for youngsters, I don't think loan is a bad idea. Even if you get a younger player on and bring them, send them on to loan and learn from them, or either way you get like an experienced player, you park them under them and then they learn from them. It's a good thing actually.
What's your opinion about Reguilon that is on loan? Would you like to see him back at Tottenham?
No,
Yes,
I wouldn't. No.
only loaning, I would like to see him back at Tottenham.
I
My
agree. I agree. I would like to see him back as well.
other than the
I like,
youngsters, yeah, Goguma.
oh no, I like Reggie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Reggie as well.
Not a fan of Reggie.
I'm a fan of Reggie.
For me, there's no point of him coming back.
but it's better than what we've got right now. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
but TJ, he had a big injury, hasn't played in a year.
It's true.
Cut
You
your
do
loss,
have a fair point.
cut your losses, and you start over. It hasn't worked out, you move.
Yeah,
For
but if
me,
he this season he's having the injuries, but if he really can overcome his injuries, I wouldn't mind him back. I
It's
would
not
take
about
him.
overcoming your injuries. It's about like, is he a good player at the moment to put us to a Premier level? No, he isn't. You have your Doji coming back. So what's the point of having regular? How about you say regular and play sick and you go find another better way like that?
Yeah,
mm,
man.
Look at Brighton, spend 50 million on the left back, and he's freaking amazing.
Yep.
I
Diffusing.
totally agree. I totally agree with you. For me, you know what? For me, obviously, because you're talking about next season, and we're not going to get 11 new players. We might, obviously, hopefully, whoever the manager is, we might bring in maybe two more, three more. I don't see us going and buying five players. If you, let's be realistic. We have about 250 million players on the loan list. So you're talking about like players like Lucas, not Lucas Moura. I keep calling him Lucas Moura. Lo Celso, Reggie, Winks, and
And Dombele,
Ndombele. You know,
Morgan,
Udoji. Um, there's quite a lot. Troy Parrott. You know, so Dane Scarlett. So if I was to take any of them players, it would probably be Reggie. And I might see, this is me just saying might, because obviously now we're in a midfield crisis right now. Maybe I'll take Lo Celso back. Obviously, because I don't see us buying five players. Do you get where I'm coming from? Bentancur's
but
injured.
TJ,
So,
you don't have to buy. We don't have to buy 60 million worth of midfielders. There are
Yeah.
so many good midfielders for only 20 million.
but
Yep.
do you think Levy's going to do that? That's the problem here. The
Yeah, 20
problem,
million isn't big, man. It
yeah,
shouldn't be.
it shouldn't be. Of course, we shouldn't be run like that. But we've got owners that are really crafty, and their recruitment is diabolical. Think about it.
Look, look at, for example, at Inter Milan, Brozovic, for example, he's like he doesn't play. For like 20 million, you can buy him and bring him to your squad, and you have a top class midfielder.
Yep.
Mm.
But there's so many midfielders, like even what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? Freaking.
And
The,
Dembele.
no, not Ndombele. The guy that. Mhm.
Harry Winks.
No. For example, the guy that plays for Fulham, Paulinho.
Pereira,
Andreas
No,
Pereira.
no, Paulinho, the DM.
the DM. Okay, yeah,
Actually,
They
they
bought
have
him for like 20 million, and he's
the
27.
actually the Fulham players. They are class. Like they are some of
They're
them. I feel
good,
like
man.
their position really well. I like Andreas Pereira. He's a proper attacking midfielder.
Yeah, man.
Can
they're
he's
good
good.
players. But why are we never linked to players like this? Then that's another question I want to ask.
We are
I
linked.
don't.
Okay, we are linked to them, but Levy never signs them. That's the problem.
Mm. And
We
what
are
is
we are
Parati's
linked.
role in all this then?
Even West Ham are getting relegated. There's so many you can buy any midfielder in their squad.
Yeah, you can buy Jared Bowen. You can buy even
Paqueta, you can buy Declan Rice.
We were
you
in
can
for
buy
Paqueta. We didn't end up
actually
finalizing it. Remember,
Declan Rice does look like a good prospect coming to Tottenham. I
Even
think.
but
even
that's
the
like
South
80, 90 million.
even the Southampton midfielder, the Romeo Lavia, I think his name is.
Leviar, yeah, he's such a player. I've been saying to get him for about 4 years now, 3 years
And
now.
he's
You know?
getting relegated. You see, there's so many good players that have Prem experience that you can buy
No, the
for
thing about
cheap.
West Ham is that they won't cost that much because I think usually these top players they have a relegation clause inserted. So like relegation clause, the price goes down way below When they get relegated, you can buy them like really cheap,
I'll be
30.
back. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be back.
Mm.
So if
For me,
it's relegation, the relegation clause would bring their price quite by quite a big margin. It will bring their price down, so they won't be
okay.
like 80-90 million as like what what was it, Liverpool or somebody was interested in Declan Rice, and I think that price tag was around 70 or 80 million.
70, 80 million. Yeah, yeah.
But now for Declan Rice, if West Ham were to get relegated, then the price won't be that much because the relegation clause would bring their price down. Okay, Steak has a lot of chats here. Mason will be the only manager who will be able to get a long-term project out because he's a yes man to Levy. But that long-term would be 10, 30, 10 to 15 years at least, bro. Wait for
Mm.
wait 15 years of office. Yeah, if you're willing to wait for that, then Mason is the man. Go for it.
We're not gonna win a trophy. I'm gonna listen. I don't have kids. I'm not sure about everybody else in it, but by the time I have my third kid, I think I'm gonna see a trophy.
Possible. If Mason is your manager, possible. Or unless he's worse than Nuno, what is literally impossible. He is worse than Nuno, bro. He is worse than Nuno. That's why Nuno was the first team manager and Mason was his. I mean, Mason was his assistant, so he's worse than Nuno.
We-
Regularly, no, I disagree. This season, yes, maybe okay. Then that one, that one I agree. Stop the GLC videos will be back. What is GLC, by the way?
GLC.
So,
Stop the GLC videos. We'll
Okay,
be
okay.
back.
Yep. He's another social media guy. I liked him as Sporting. Who you liked as Sporting? Polinia, is it? Are you talking about Polinia? Yeah, I think you're talking about Polinia. No to James Prosper. Actually, I won't mind James Ward, Fraud Pros or Ward Pros, whatever you want to call him. Uh, because of his free kicks, I think we do need somebody who can take good free kicks. Poro is a good player currently. James Ward Pros won't be a bad idea. But in terms of his ground
It's
play,
currently
nah.
ability. No, I think I compared Ward Prowse to Harry Winks and Oliver Skip. You know, do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
know.
of course, his free kicks and his obviously corners are really good. Who knows, man?
He's decorated with his what you call it, with his set pieces. Yeah, he's a decorated player in his terms of his set pieces. Rice isn't going to us. Possible. Rice is actually possible, to be honest with you guys, if he can play at West Ham. Unless a big team that comes in and make a bid for him, then it's a bit tricky. A big team that could come in and bid for him probably is going to be either
Arsenal.
Newcastle, or I don't think if Liverpool would be in a position where he would want to go, because I think Rice wants to play Champions League football next season. He has had enough already. If he wants to play in Champions League, then he'll play in Champions. So if you want to get Rice, I think it's key that we stay in Champions League roles. So if you're in Champions League, I think it's possible he would come to us.
But before we get all these players and before we try to target these players, we need to consider who the manager is going to be, because we can't just buy players without the manager
I
like
can't determine
running
who
them
the
players.
bro. I can't determine. None of us can determine who the manager is going to be. It's
True, it's
upon
true.
who he who he signs now. Because I don't know seriously who the manager is going to be. The situation is quite bad at this point.
Yeah, man. We're shambles, innit?
Yep.
We are
By the way,
honestly a
guys, I'm
shambles.
gonna wrap up. It's 7 a.m. here already. I need to start getting ready for work. But before we go, guys, let me just know where we can people find you. Dietrich Skin, I think you're there. Fresh, where can people find you? Since Dan is not around these 2 weeks, where can people find you if they want to find you? Fresh, are you there?
Fresh.
Fresh. Okay, I think he has dozed off probably. TJ, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Spursy Talks, also has Spurs TV. I'm sometimes on Tottenham Away, but if you want to subscribe to my channel, Spursy Talks is where I'm at. And
Yep.
before I end, I just want to say thank you for having me on, man. I really appreciate the opportunity, man.
Welcome. If I'm not having like a guest here, usually the stream is open to anybody want.
Yeah,
Unless I have like a special conversation, then I usually honor the guest because they make their time, so I can have a
mm,
conversation. But if I have no guest on, then usually the stream is open to everybody.
mm.
Always welcome anybody. Go Guma. I think we can find you. Where we can find you as well, by the way, Go Guma, if you want to find you.
Usually in the chat on Spurs
Usually
team.
Guma is in the chats. Either you can find her at Will Steered Stream, you can now find her here, or Spursvation also can.
Yes.
Henry writes TV as well. Usually she's always there. By the way, guys, do you all have any last words to say before you all sign off? Goguma, anything you want to say to the fans?
Um, Not to the fans, but I don't know. Conte 감독님 힘내세요. I love you, Conte.
Yeah, we all love you, Conte. Seriously. Anything you want to say to the club in general, club fan base in general? Motivate them a bit, Kuguma. They need your motivation skills.
Mm, I don't know. I feel like everyone's feeling differently about it, you know. So, like even though it's hard for everybody right now because it's so unsure, that we just have to endure it, you know, and then
True,
it will become virtue if we can endure it.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the key. I think whatever in life we go through, whether it's football or whether in real life, endurance is the key. I think as much as you can endure, it always makes you stronger to overcome the next challenge. Even though
Yeah.
it looks like that, yes, Daniel Levy would never go anywhere. Even if it looks like to that extent, endure, and endurance doesn't mean that you don't do anything about it. You do anything about it, but don't let it affect your health. Don't let it affect like your love for football, your love for Spurs. Don't let it affect that. Like
Right.
always love Spurs, always love football. Whatever happens, the the problem is Daniel Levy, so don't let him achieve what he wants you guys to achieve. Like just don't care about the club and all that. Care about the club, guys, seriously, but don't care about Daniel Levy. That's the key. DJ, anything you want to say on that note?
Um, leave you out, man. Um, and fix this problem, man. It's
Yep.
time for you to take. Look, I am a Levy out, but I am Levy out all the way. But if you can prove to me in the next couple of years you can turn it around, I will. I will say sorry to you, man. But fix Spurs, man. Spurs needs to be in a better place. You know.
I'm sure you won't have to apologize.
I I hope I hope by the time let's just say in 5 years, Levy's gone. Let's be honest with you, because we just need a fresh start. Need no new owners. We need a new direction. We need a new plan.
Yep.
We need
I
we need an owner that cares about what Spurs and Tottenham wants to do in their future. And Levy's not the person for it. So that's my last comment.
Yeah, man. Okay, guys, I think Fresh and Dietrich are in the background. Dietrich, are you back there?
I think he's gone
Dietrich?
to take a call. I think he was
Yeah,
going to take a call.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's supposed to take a call. By the way, guys, I will be live. I think over the weekend I might be doing some show with one of the guests probably on Sunday. Since there's no show, I'm considering I might give my thoughts a little bit on the England versus Italy game a bit.
Mm.
I'm considering if I should do a watch along for England versus Italy. I'm still contemplating over that one a bit. If I would do, I'll just drop it in the Instagram or on the Twitter. So if you guys haven't already, follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. All the links are down in the description. You can follow me there. So any updates would all be there. I'll update it on Twitter or Instagram early if I'm doing a watch along. I'm contemplating a bit over that. If not, I'll see you guys probably on Sunday night now. And as always, Levy out and come on, you Spurs.